Fishing. How are you feeling, Tom? How are you feeling?
We're live. That's what I feel.
Yeah, I feel pretty. I would say I
You
feel like
feel alive?
75. I feel like 75% alive.
I feel pretty alive, to be honest with you.
That's good. That's good. You're making up for me. Yeah, I'll get there. I'll get there. It's been stressful. We're moving soon, so it's like we got a lot of stuff going on there. But otherwise, I am super duper psyched for tonight's episode 8, the final episode of season 1 of Difficult Terrain. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I mean that's ironic because I'm also feeling super psyched about it.
Yeah,
so there we go.
That is ironic, don't you think?
Yeah.
So I am Adam DeLeo.
I'm Tom Woodley.
And we're your co-dungeon masters for this Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition actual play series like no other, because here at Difficult Terrain, we don't have just one adventuring party. No. We don't have 2 or even 3. We have 4 adventuring parties simultaneously cutting back and forth like scenes from a movie.
Yeah.
And I meant to tweet about this, but I didn't because I'm a lazy loser. But you got the idea from an article written by Zeynep Tufekci, who is the social scientist who is like famous now because she predicted so many things that were so accurate ahead of her time. One of them being wearing masks for COVID. When all the CDC was saying, don't wear masks, they're not necessary for anybody except hospital personnel, they were actually lying, and it was because they didn't want to have like a production shortage. So they told people don't bother getting masks. And she wrote this article, this op-ed in the Times, and said, of course you should wear masks. Yeah, maybe the argument that the CDC was putting forward was like, well, lay persons can't possibly wear masks correctly, so you shouldn't wear them. She said, listen, most people don't wash their hands correctly. We don't tell them to stop washing their hands. And sure enough, 5 months later, they're like, oh, everybody should be wearing a mask all the time. She wrote an article about why Game of Thrones was so much better in its
sociological storytelling, right? Like, so this idea that you could tell a story that had less to do with the individual psychological underpinnings of one character and more to do with sort of what the general story is going on. So a main character can die in a Game of Thrones. Spoiler alert, a Ned Stark or someone of that ilk could die, and the story continues on because the story is ultimately about power and about what people will do for power and about politics and regency and all this stuff. And The Wire, individual characters can die, but it's mainly about sort of like the intersection of poverty and crime and the school system and the press and all this stuff in Baltimore. So that was the argument for sociological storytelling. And I think Adam and I took a look at that article at a very early stage and said, hey, wouldn't this make a really interesting sort of case study for a Dungeons and Dragons type show? But the story that we're telling is something about imperialism and conquest and exploration and the history of America.
Yeah, and it really, the translation is pretty simple when you think about it. If you went into Game of Thrones thinking that Ned Stark was the protagonist and you were super invested in him, you were shocked when bad things happened to him. But as the show went on, you realized that it was about the world. It was showing the world writ large. And that's what we've tried to do with Difficult Terrain, is that we have these parties and they're all adventuring forward. And you have the Onslaught Vanguard, who are, very high level and powerful. And it's kind of, I think, presumed they're the protagonists. But as the season went on, you saw more facets of the universe from the other parties. And it became clear that nobody is safe in this world because there's no, effort to protect a party. No one has plot armor. It's just about exploring the world and seeing what happens. And having multiple parties gives us that freedom, because in a single party game, if you TPK your party, that's dramatic, and it can be done really well, but it's also a huge pause in the game. It's a big caesura because you have to then reset completely. Whereas in our game, when something bad happens, like it did to the Onslaught Vanguard, the rest of the world continues spinning. So that was what we were going for there. And I think, I mean, really, I just want to just thank the cast, because Danielle and Maximilian and Carla and Soren and Hans are just incredible. They do such an amazing job of bringing these 4 different groups to life, and it wouldn't be possible without that. So awesome work from them, and that's what we were going for. We do want to talk about Project Roots, which is our nonprofit partner. And if you haven't been with us before, Project Roots is an immersive social justice and human relations experience for high school students. Every summer, they bring kids together from all walks of life for a residential program exploring equity, identity, and social justice. Delegates to this program learn to challenge bias and oppression. They form bonds of community that shape them for the rest of their lives. The Roots Project is completely volunteer staff. They're a registered 501c3 charity. They take no salary. All the board members have, this is a labor of love, and every penny that they get collected, everything that is donated while people are watching our show, goes 100% toward funding tuition for students that might not otherwise be able to afford it. So our goal for the show was to hit $750 to pay the tuition for 1 student. And we're getting real close. So everybody who's watching, if you could throw in $1, $2, $5, whatever you can spare, this is one of those things where if you are committed to causes of social justice, to reshaping the identities of race politics in our culture, and looking forward to a better future where the children of right now are better educated and better exposed to the difficult concepts of prejudice and bias that are inherent in all of us. Throw a few bucks this way. Put your money where your mouth is, because this is the kind of thing that changes lives and shapes the future. So please, if you can, go to inclusiveroots.org/donate. That's inclusiveroots.org/donate, and give whatever you can. We've raised a good bit of our goal. We hope to kind of push over the hill tonight. And anybody who can give, we really thank you. Those that have already given, incredible. Thank you so much. Tom, do you want to, before we get going on the episode, do you want to give a quick recap of where we've been?
Oh man, so this first season of Difficult Terrain, this is our 8th episode, and we've been, so 8 episodes in, and things are really about to get crazy. So we have had 8 episodes where people have gone to this hidden continent across the known world and rediscovered it, resettled it, and we've had 4 different groups that have explored this continent and had very, very, very different experiences. First, we have the the Onslaught Vanguard, who are these legendary heroes. And their job when they got to this new land was to escort the Princess Athliel to the City of Peace in the middle of the continent. And they did so. And they got there magically, I believe in the very first episode or second episode, and they got there right away. And they got to the City of Peace, and they escorted the Princess Athliel and her husband, the Duke of Brignsend, and they escorted them up to the Ventabulary to sit in the throne. But in the process, they encountered this sorcerer who was calling himself Ageless Ta-Heralt. And swiftly, unexpectedly, this amazing group of heroes who were level 13, 14, whatever, had the crap beat out of them. And pretty much we ended a few episodes ago with them we don't know what happened to them.
Yeah, they got hit by a meteor storm.
They got hit by a meteor storm, and they may all well be dead. So these are our heroes, and they may be dead already. So that's one thing to keep in mind. The second group that we followed was the Wandertrap family, who are a family of halflings, or hobbits, if you were a Tolkien fan.
Whoa. I mean, Tolkien estate is very litigious. Be careful with that.
Very litigious. But so the Wandertraps got to this new continent with a claim, with a family claim to take over this land that they had had a claim for. And the Wandertraps headed up north. Mama Wandertrap revealed that she had a secret mine, perhaps of mithril, which is a very very valuable metal. If you're not familiar with the D&D world, very valuable sort of dwarven metal. Found a mine and had a claim to that. But on their way up there, they encountered numerous obstacles on the way. Mama revealed that she had been very, very sick and the Wandertraps are continuing to make their way north in order to kind of put the claim on the mine that they think they should have. Okay, and then we have the third group, the Scouts. Now, the Scouts were appointed by the magistrate, and the magistrate said, hey, listen, Scouts, you are sort of our accomplished hunters, our trappers, our explorers, and you are going to head up the River Beswick, to explore the city of Tourmaline, the former capital of the continent, and see what's going on there. And the Scouts have encountered a series of challenges along the way. They kind of got into the city and encountered a senator there who was sort of out of his mind, out of his gourd, not really sure what was going on. But then they discovered that the previous captain of the Master's Blessing, which was the ship that was sent by the Crown to explore this continent, the previous captain, Edward Dallonay, had perhaps maybe gone crazy, but certainly had gained some magical powers of some sort. There was something about a flying cat type thing that he was riding around on, and he was definitely, executing people for breaking law and order left, right, and center. So they're looking to that. And then our fourth group, the Town Watch. A Town Watch was struck where the colonists had landed at what is now called Fort Briggsend, and the Town Watch have been essentially, going about persuading drunks to calm down and exploring the periphery of the town and calming down wrestling matches in the bar. And that's where we are. And tonight, it all begins to come together in a very meaningful way.
Yeah, it's been a while. We shot this all before COVID. So this was in like early March, late February.
Oh yeah, and pre-COVID we shot this.
So
yeah.
I have very little recollection of how it all comes together. And it's honestly, I'm still a little like, do we bring this together? Because there's a lot of threads. They're dangling and they're far apart. But I think we hit a pretty decent note at the end. And I think you guys are really in for a treat because I feel pretty good about this. We want to thank so many people. First and foremost, I think Maximilian Clark, Punching Up Productions, for editing all of this stuff. All the post-production was done by Max and Punching Up. And it just looks so clean and so good. David Haskell, who is our associate producer, just worked himself to the bone to get this stuff going. He is also managing like the subreddit. Hiram McLaren Becker of the Cannery Collective. We're going to thank all these people in the episode, but since we're live right now, I just want to say all those big thanks. And then the biggest thanks of all needs to go to Lauren Belanco at 20-Sided Store, where we filmed all this, because not only you guys can't see her, but,
slow clap.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we can't do it simultaneously because we're online. Lauren hosted us at the store and let us just invade on a daily basis for like 2 weeks, and was so gracious and so kind. And she's also been running the technical end of the Twitch streams, because you and I are old men who are clueless about such things, and Lauren knows what's up. So she has really hooked us up. 20-Sided Store in Brooklyn. They survived the pandemic. Like, they are a small business that survived. They rely on in-person sales and games and special events, and yet they survived the pandemic. So hats off to Lauren and the guys at 20-Sided Store, because they're incredible, and I cannot wait to go back there. And Lauren, you gotta let me DM for some things there, because you gotta let me do it. And,
that'll be fun. Let's do that.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. What's a roll for it?
Okay, we got to roll the dice. So Anonymous asked for a roll for it, so we got to roll the dice.
And do what? Is it strip dice rolling? Oh no,
we got a 3.
Was it a D4 or was it?
Yeah, D4, D.
Oh, that is terrible.
All right.
Though, I am a halfling, so I can re-roll a 3.
No, you can't re-roll a 3.
I took the lucky 3 feet. 3. All right, what do we got to do? I'm ready. Let's do
it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, well, let's get going. We're going to watch this, and then
this is entertainment.
At the end of the episode for a quick recap. And thank you so much for watching the first season of Difficult Terrain. We've had a blast, and we are going to continue to have a blast.
Yeah. All right. Thanks. Enjoy. We'll see you soon.
jazz hands from everybody. Hey, here we are. Welcome back.
Roll for jazz hands.
Yeah. All right.
And it was a quick success.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we've all got critical successes going on that one. Welcome back to Difficult Terrain for our 8th and final episode of Season 1. This is, of course, the 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play series where everything is 2 to 4 times harder than it needs to be. I am one of your Dungeon Masters, Adam DeLeo. With me, as always, is...
I'm Tom Woodlady. Thank you for coming.
We are joined by our wonderful cast. We have Danielle Cohn,
Hi.
Maximilian Clark,
Hello.
Soren Kissel,
Hello.
Carla Lerner Montero,
Salutations.
and Pontius Hansodaga.
Hi.
And of course, as always, we want to thank our men behind the curtain. We have Hiram McLaren Becker of the Cannery Collective.
Hooray. Yes.
Good stuff, good stuff. And we also have David Haskell, our associate producer.
David. Hey, Dave, can you give me my mug, please?
You know, literally,
Mug
actually,
for
right
talent?
now, Dave is literally associate producing a cup of coffee for Tom.
That's right.
So that is actually happening.
Kind of power move.
Yeah. That was. And he's also making him do it barefoot for some reason. We want to thank our host.
Slower, Dave. Slow.
Yeah, backwards. Our host is 20-Sided Store here in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, New York. I'm going to say a huge thank you to them. They've been amazing this whole season. We have been all up in their stuff, like late at night setting up, early in the morning getting started. We have just been going crazy, and they have been so accommodating. So Lauren and everybody else here, they're amazing. And you guys, if you're ever in Brooklyn, if you're local to the East Coast, you should come on this way. It's a great store, and they really do just a tremendous service for the gaming community, and they're awesome.
And they do special events.
They do special events, and you should check them out. Tuesday nights they do mini painting, and I'm gonna,
If you want to hang out with me.
yeah. So exactly, Daniel will be there. We got don't hold that back. We can market that. That's
I won't be.
thanking all of our sponsors from the season. We Artisan Dice, Yep, amazing dice. Dogmite Games, Sirenscape for the music and sound. Sirenscape.com. Make sure you get that as well. McClure's Pickles, amazing pickles. My mom, an amazing mom. Tom, and all of our families for being, our partners and pets and things for being accommodating while we're doing this.
Not our
Because,
children.
No, but Adam's pets.
no, I'm not. I don't have any pets.
I have a pet. She's been fantastic.
Well, I mean, you're getting pretty busy. You don't remember to feed the dog. Maybe the dog, doesn't look at you with judgment in its eyes. That's what we're thinking right now. We're being thankful for that.
My cat woke me up this morning to make sure I was here on time.
Do you see what I'm saying? That's why we need to thank the pets, because really they are the real heroes. This.
Yeah, and save 20% off of Hans's pet with promo code Difficult Terrain.
There you go. Yeah.
All right. Well, then let's get started,
dive
shall we?
in.
Got
some monsters to slay.
we have got some monsters to slay, but very first, we are going to catch up with the van.
Yes. Finally.
Next season.
No.
Sorry, that was a cruel joke.
Evil monster. When you said monsters, oh my god, that was a metal die. That's insane. What's wrong with you? That's a dog might scream deflected that die.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I half cover of my dog might scream.
But
When
I
you
thought
said-
you loved us.
We do love it.
Wait, do we get to at least know if they're alive?
Well, we're gonna have to see what
yes.
happens
Yeah,
here.
we're
Man.
gonna
This
have
is
to
Oh yeah, in the season finale.
Season
I don't know.
finale.
Although if we run out of time, we might not get to that scene.
Yes,
Okay,
let's
okay,
get
okay.
started. So we're going to open up
All right,
right
Dad.
where we left off with the scouts. Now the scouts, if you recall, had just re-entered the city of Tourmaline to rescue the surviving crew of the Master's Blessing from the tyrannical hand of their commander, Captain Dallonay. Captain Dallonay, who is not previously a magic user, has suddenly turned into one. Upon his arrival in the capital city, he had arrived and judged that the tieflings who were there, who had this strange kind of like affectless, desireless kind of thing going on about them, he decided that they were criminals, decided to punish them with a fierce and harsh and merciless justice, and did so by burning them all alive, which took quite a bit of time and quite a bit of tinder. And then this seemed to awaken something in him, and all of a sudden Captain Dallonay had manifested these magical powers and summoned this great winged horned cat thing, and which he now kind of rode in, and he blew his war horn, said there was crimes in the town, and just as you guys had started, just as Roderick was doing a fantastic job of convincing the surviving crew to follow him, Captain Dallonay and his half-orc assistant Throg had strode on up and said, come to the house of the Hall of Justice, the courthouse. And there was some resistance to this. Roderick tried to talk his way out of it. And then in using their awakened mind, his awakened mind ability, Roderick communicated with Nokta. And they established a plan to basically do a sneak attack on the captain as he turned his back, which they did do, and now we will see how that went.
Right, so we are
roll
going to
initiative.
roll initiative. It's not a surprise round because even though he has his back to you, it's not that he's unaware of you, and that's so surprise rounds are really reserved for that kind of thing.
Nat 1.
All right, so let's go ahead. Anybody above a 20?
That one also.
Oh no.
All right, so let's do 15 to 20.
Hold on.
All right, what did Riley get?
17.
Okay.
15.
15. Okay, so we'll do Riley is 17, and Theod.
16.
Okay, so Theod 16, Roderick 15, and let's have our 2 1s. What do we roll off?
Yeah.
Well, mine's a 6 with initiative.
Oh my
okay.
gosh. Oh.
So you're a 1 total.
No, my 1 is, yeah, I'm a 1 total. Yeah.
Okay. You know, actually, I'm gonna get a T-shirt that just says I'm like in the dice sign, like
I'm
the
a
number 1.
1.
I'm a 1 total.
Hey, you're more than that to us.
I'm
And
an
do you
at
want
one.
Hey, I'm gonna roll an at 1 on my
yeah,
initiative.
yeah.
And
Right, so
anything
he's
else?
18.
You know, I had the strangest dream.
All right. That is, in here is.
That is such a useful ability. I want every party to have a divination wizard now.
That's true.
All right. So yeah. So it's Yep. Okay. All right. So the first thing that happens is as you and you were using what your bow here.
Oh dear.
You knock an arrow and you're about to let fly when the cat turns its head and sees what's happening. And the cat charges at you from about 20 feet away, Nokta, and it's coming straight in a line right for you. And it's going to go ahead and make... Here, I'll actually...
It's okay. I got it.
Oh, you got it? Mm-hmm. All right. So the first thing, the cat is coming, and it's
Would
going
you
to make...
say it's a missile? Can I catch it with my missile glove?
The cat, it's coming you as... I would say it's like a missile, but it's not a missile, so no.
It's like,
Although you can try and catch it if you want. Flavor that one. So that is a natural... That's a 23, not a natural 23, but it's a 23 total.
natural 20.
that would be a hit, all right.
And so on that is going to... Yes, that's... Let's see. Where's my D? Ocho. There we go. 1, 5, 13 plus that's 17 points of piercing damage. It also is going to take its slashing claw attack at you. That's a 14. What's your AC?
16.
Okay, so the slash misses you, and even though it's pouncing at you, and it does catch you with its bite, it does not manage to give you the claw attack that would allow it to complete the pounce maneuver on you. So you do take that damage, but for how large this thing and how small you are, you feel like you've gotten away with one here. At that point, the half-orc gladiator type who is backing up Captain Dalinay, he also he comes charging out to join in the fray. So he seems to be the only one of the crew, whether on your side or the other side, that wants to join in the fray. And he's going to come in. He's got a spear, and he's going to come in with the spear. And since Roderick was giving the captain the business, he's going to come at you, Roderick, with the spear attacks here. Whoops.
I am gonna say he's within 5 feet of me, I think, because
Yeah.
we're all standing together.
Yeah,
so
you're all together.
Yeah.
I am wielding a shield, so
Yep.
he does have
Great.
protection. So they are going to have disadvantage on their attack.
All right, perfect. We'll start on this one. So that's a 9 and an 11. So the 9 is the worst hit. That's
Or I
a
guess this is a reaction. Sorry, I've never used protection before.
it's I think
Does it
yeah
have
you
to
have to use
be
your
my
reaction.
reaction, or
Yes,
does
your
it-
reaction.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
That's okay.
never
That's you can use it one time.
Great.
So wait. So which one?
So I can't use it yet because it's not
All
my
right.
turn. Great.
Oh no, you
My
can use your
turn.
reaction on
No, you
anybody's
should
turn.
use reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
got it,
reaction
got it.
is done in response to anything, any kind of trigger.
So I can wait to see what's happened before.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay, then
before
never
they say
mind.
whether it hits or not, you can say I'm going to throw my shield in there. I'm going to use my shield
But
reaction.
I can only use it once. It doesn't say here that there's
Yeah,
a limit to
because
the
you
number
only
of
have
times
one
I can use
reaction.
it.
You have
you
one
need once
reaction
per round.
Per full.
Correct.
Great.
But I think unless there's a little checkbox next to it, it's not like a thing you can only use once. So
Exactly,
yeah, use
so-
it every round.
Great.
Yeah, that's a great ability.
Speaking of reactions,
Yes.
may I use
Sorry.
mine for uncanny dodge for the attack?
You certainly can.
And in
So you
that
take
case, I
that,
won't
yep,
use it 'cause
and you
he's
can
just-
drop that
17
down
into
into an 8. So you take 8 points of damage. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so the first roll I rolled was a 9. We're not going to do the disadvantage. The 11 was actually better, but that's a total of 16, which I think does not catch you.
It actually, being honest, does. My
Oh.
AC is 13.
Okay, so that one does hit you. So you take a spear attack, which hits you for.
Wait, do you have nature?
I do, but it only raises my AC by 1. And
Yeah.
That's
your damage?
Conk. That's 7
My
points
dex
of piercing damage
plus
with the
one.
first spear attack. Roderick, the second spear attack's coming at you. That is a 3. That's a 10. That's not going to get you. And the last one is a natural 15 plus 7, that's 22. So that one will also hit you for 3, 7, 8 plus 4, for 12 more.
So what's the total on that?
I forget what I said the first one was. The first one was not a lot. I think the first one was 9, so that's 21 total. So you take 3 spear thrusts, 1, 2, 3, all in quick succession. And that is the gladiator Throg's turn.
Brings us to Hans.
Right, so Riley's
Okay.
up.
All right. So, how far away are each of our opponents from each other?
They're spread out a little bit, but they're pretty close. So I'd say that since you guys were clustered pretty close, they are as well. So I'll say they're all within 5 feet of another one of each other.
Fine. Okay. That's what I wanted to know. So, I'm gonna make. I think. What's the captain wielding right now? What's he? Is he
The
holding?
captain. Oh, he has this giant hammer that is sparking with radiant energy.
Oof, okay. The captain hasn't moved yet, so I think I'm gonna try and hit the captain.
And the captain is mounted, so the captain is on the cat.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's on. Oh, he's
Yeah.
on the cat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the gladiator's right beside them. So yeah, they're all within 5 feet of one another.
All right, so then I think I'm gonna go after him, and I'm gonna try and get him with my whip.
Sure.
And so that's a 17.
Yeah, that will actually miss.
No miss.
You do notice that as your whip lashes him, it smacks off of. You can see the robe, but under the robe is this brilliant, shining plate armor, and it smacks off of that. So it was close. You seem like just a little bit of a tweak to your aim would be enough to find a weak spot.
All right, we're gonna try it one more time. And this one is this one's an 18.
That will hit.
Okay, well
So you now know the AC.
all right, so then let's see. Let's first do the damage there, and that's going to be a 3. So that's going to be 9 damage, and then I'm going to, on top of that, I'm going to try a disarming attack.
Sure.
So I'm going to try and disarm. So I get to add a D8.
So you're using a superiority die.
die.
Okay.
And then
And
that's just going to add 1.
Okay. And what is his save? Strength save?
It's strength 16.
All right. So that is a 7 plus 5. That is 12. That will fail. So tell me what that does.
Okay,
It actually drops his weapon?
Yeah. Disarm the target. Yeah, he's disarmed. Yes,
Yeah.
he
So his
dropped
arms fall
weapon.
off. Yeah.
Yeah. No arms. No arms.
No
And that's it, guys.
All right. So
Thank goodness for it.
so you did a total of 9 points of damage.
Yeah, just
Okay.
wait. 3.
I think it was 8 and then 1 more, right?
Yeah, it was 8 1. Wait,
Okay.
No, it was 9.
You told us 9.
Yeah. Okay. So 9 total damage. Even though it's not a very strong hit, it is. You managed to catch him right in the wrist, and he drops this giant golden glowing hammer, and it falls to his side, and you can see the look of surprise in his face, as if he didn't even consider this, as if he certainly didn't consider this as a possibility.
Yeah.
And so that is yeah, I don't know. That is Riley's turn. Theod.
Okay,
let's
so
pick up that hammer.
Sheila is like bound with rope,
Yeah.
and she's near us.
Mhm.
Okay.
She's actually, I would say that she is on the other side of Throg the Gladiator and all the bad guys because they were leading her back to the Hall of Justice. So
Right.
she's still on the other side of the bad guys.
But she
okay.
she could like with all this action, she's looking at us, right?
Right there.
Okay.
Oh.
Then I'm gonna sort of get her attention with some motion and say, don't, and say, trust me, and I'm gonna cast polymorph on her.
Okay.
Okay.
And if she doesn't resist, then it just happens automatically.
She does not.
Great. Do you have the stats for Tyrannosaurus Rex?
I surely do.
Yes!
All right. So with that, Sheila,
What just happened?
who is a fairly
she
deep
digivolving?
figure.
I got it.
Oh my god. She suddenly and actually with Sheila it happens very quickly, but the Tyrannosaurus that pops up, it actually does have kind of like this green viney coloration to it, so it's got these like stripes on its back that look like vines.
That's awesome.
And she lets out a mighty roar that is still little nervous and a little a little
A
rushed.
mighty
but,
nervous roar.
but very very ferocious, and she is in fact a Tyrannosaurus now.
Yes.
Nice. So as my bonus action, I am going to. Where are my stats for you? Oh no. Oh, I see.
Also, I wanted to mention that Riley wants to close the distance between him and all of the.
Oh sure, we can
opponents
say
and just
you're
be
right
near
up
them.
against them.
Yeah, right up against him. That's it.
All right. And while we're on this dinosaur theme, I grew up in very ancient woods. Quetzalcoatlus sounds like a fun way to fly 80 feet away from where I am. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then just sort of do a little jump up and.
All right. And this is your wild shape.
And oh, sorry, I understand. It was confusing. Don't scream.
I don't. Oh, I had no idea what was going on until you put the hat on.
Yeah.
All right, so you all watch as, in short succession, Theod, with his action, transforms Sheila into a terrifying Tyrannosaurus Rex, and then with his bonus action, spreads these huge wings, this 15 or 20 foot wingspan, and wild shapes into a Quetzalcoatlus.
And at this, all the sort of the prisoners, the social prisoners, kind of immediately like lose their minds and sort of start to scatter and run around.
They actually scream.
Yeah, they actually scream.
Told me not to.
Yeah, but Theod, that is Theod's turn, which brings us over to Roderick, who took the brunt of the gladiators' attacks.
Yeah, he looks pretty hardy, this orc.
Yeah, very strong.
All right. Then it seems like he deserves to be rebuked for.
Okay, now is that has to be? Is that a reaction?
That's a reaction.
Yeah.
That's
Reaction to taking damage.
Oh, because
So you
because
could
I
have
thought
done
he
that on your
damaged
turn,
me
but-
that I
Yeah,
could
but
do
see,
it.
it has to be a reaction when it happens, and because we laid down the law last time,
Yeah,
after
we
some
did.
very generous retcon.
No, that's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah.
Save
I'm
that-
sure I'll have another opportunity.
Save that spell slot.
Yeah. All right.
I mean,
Right, exactly, yeah.
All right, then I'm just gonna blast him for now.
With an Eldritch Blast?
Yeah.
Okay, now this, you are right up against him, so this will be disadvantage on the attack rolls unless you want to back out of range.
Back up, you'll be safer.
well, opportunity attack. Oh yeah, opportunity attack.
Now, wait, let's not metagame here,
Yeah.
especially from someone who is a pterodactyl. Yeah.
Yes.
What are we gonna do?
I don't know. And I had a plan, and now I'm looking at my spells. Because I feel like I should be hurt more before I do that.
All right, well we're gonna.
All right, I'm gonna move and then hit him.
Okay, so you're gonna back up. He is gonna take one opportunity attack with his spear. That's 24, so that's gonna hit you. And roll. Oh boy, that
I suppose
is
you can
10,
rebuke now.
12 plus 4. That's 16 points of damage as he stabs you with the spear on your way out. You can, in fact, use your reaction during your turn if you wish.
I think I will.
Rebuke away.
Also, to him attacking, Riley's going to use a sentinel attack when a creature within 5 feet of
Yes,
you attacks
absolutely.
somebody else.
Yeah, totally. So let's we'll resolve Carlos first because it doesn't prevent the damage, right? The attack still happens.
Yeah.
It would reduce his speed to 0, right?
Uh,
Or no, you just get to make an attack.
I just get to make an
right.
attack.
It's only when you make an opportunity attack then you can reduce someone's speed to 0. This is not. Actually, yeah, no, you're right. Yeah. All right, all good.
All right, Carla, do you have
It's
it?
just a fancy
Yeah, I'm just trying to
opportunity
figure out
attack.
how many dice I roll if it works.
This is your Eldritch Blast, right? So you
No,
make your-
this is my
oh,
Hellish
sorry.
Rebuke.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Oh, not so hellish.
Not so hellish. Wait, what?
No, keep it.
Oh wait. Oh no, it's
You
he
don't have
has
to
to
roll
make
for
a
it. Yeah,
save.
that's why I was like, you don't have to
Okay.
roll for that.
And what is
Yeah.
it? A charisma save?
It's a dex.
Dexterity
Dex save,
save.
okay.
17.
Oh, that's a natural 20. I'm sorry.
No.
All right,
wait,
so
but still half damage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you roll.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a level like
Do it.
free spell.
Yeah.
So roll your
so
2d10.
But it's more than that because I'm at a higher level.
And beyond it'll say
Oh yeah, so it's
spell.
6d10. Oof. So
so half, so just roll 3.
okay.
Not bad,
Yeah,
not bad.
but theoretically,
Sixes.
oh right.
Although, as we discussed,
Yeah.
you
It's
actually.
actually can
You
Roll-
can.
roll
if it's,
six
if it's
to
more
roll five.
satisfying, roll
Yeah.
6.
so that's 10. 13. And 21.
21.
21 total.
So yeah,
Okay. Solid hits, yeah, definitely.
a palpable.
10 damage?
Half to 10. So yeah, it's still
it rounds down.
even with that. What's up?
It rounds down.
Yep,
They're
always
rounding
rounds down. Yep. So 10 points of damage. Throg is thoroughly rebuked.
Hans, you can take your attack.
So let's see. So 14.
14 will miss the gladiator.
But the Tyrannosaurus now is going to, using all this penta.
Wait, Carl still has her Eldritch Blast.
Oh yeah, this
Oh, I'm
is
sorry.
turn.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so now
So
I
now
will...
you're at
Now it's
range
an attack.
now, so you're not at disadvantage. You can make your attack rolls. You get 2 of them.
So that is 17, I think? Wait, no, that is 19.
That will hit.
And I'll just roll to see if
Sure.
that one hits now. And that one is 13.
That one will not hit.
Okay, great. So I will roll damage for the first one, which is
D10?
1d10.
2d10.
No, 1d10.
It would be 2d10 for both blasts. Like 1d10 per blast.
Oh, got it. Okay. But then plus 5 on top of
Right,
correct.
that. Thank you. What would I do with that? So that's 12.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, no, that's good.
Not bad at all.
So that's very good. So another solid hit. You blast him as you back away.
And the Tyrannosaurus, representing months of frustration with Throg, is going to clamp down on him and chomp him. So that's going to be a 23 to hit. And that is going to do, where's the D12?
12 plus 7.
21, 38 piercing damage.
Bless
on Throg.
her heart.
Take Throg.
Bless
Take
her
that,
viney
Throg.
little heart.
And he's grappled.
Great.
All right, and as like you can also see kind of this weird, like it shouldn't be possible, but like there's like the curling of a smile at the back of the Tyrannosaurus,
Yeah.
kind of showing y'all what she did. Yeah. Awesome.
Wait, can I bring back? Yeah.
All right, so now that brings us to the captain's turn. Now the captain is going to use half his movement to dismount. So he hops off of his cat onto the ground, and he's going to pick up his hammer. So he has the hammer.
Dang it.
That's a free action, just rounding up the ground.
I've been wanting
the
that.
armor.
Yeah.
But I can't.
And he says, "You're going to pay for that." And he looks at Riley the turtle, and he's going to go ahead and he's going to swing his hammer at you. First one is only a 16.
I'd like to
That's
use
a
my
miss.
protection action here.
Okay.
Right.
So use your reaction there to give him, what does that do? It gives him disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This.
That's
I
even
think
worse.
that's
That was a 3. So wait, what are we saying here? Are we saying use it on that one?
Sorry, I'm just
here's what we're gonna
so
do.
I'm not metagaming.
So-
Am I allowed
no,
to
yeah, it's
choose
fine.
before I know the response?
You actually have to. You have to choose before you know what happens, because otherwise, like if I say, "Oh, that misses," then you know not to use
Exactly.
it.
So I
So-
would have used it just then because I was like, "There's a hammer coming at me."
Right.
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah.
So on that one, it was disadvantage. The second roll was a 3, which is much worse. Riley's AC is what, 18?
19.
So to be clear, now I can't use it again until
Next round.
Riley's
The next
turn.
round. No, until
Your next
actually till your next turn, because that's what starts the
And
round.
your
Oh,
turn.
so
Yeah, so your turn's coming up.
I'm
and then-
next. Yeah.
Okay, so that was his first attack. His second attack, also a 3. So he takes 2 mighty swings, and neither one.
I'm
seems to
imagining
hit.
Riley's just like turning his shell and
Yep.
just.
And they kind of
Oh,
clang off the shell, like
Oh,
glance
can
off.
you do the Ninja Turtle thing where you duck in your head?
Oh yeah, he just swings over.
Yeah, and you pop it up and say, "Ooh, I love being a turtle." All right, so that is his action, and he grimaces at you and he looks angrily, and then with his bonus action, he winks out of existence. And the next thing you see, he is again astride his cat, holding a hand with the mane, once again wielding his hammer angrily.
Okay.
And that is his turn. And I think we are going to cut right there.
What? No, Da was so ready.
I know. I know.
Da.
So we are going to cut to the tavern and the camp watch. So when we left you guys, you were just beginning to, kind of
Negotiate the price of sawdust.
negotiate the price of sawdust. Get a sense for the rather sort of seedier side of the new colony. And Brindle Borstnoth, the keeper, has running a underground hook wrestling ring.
Yeah, and we will
Which
say
Sal
that.
is participating in now.
Yeah, off camera. Yeah, Zahala's already placed a bet for several oat cakes.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you
that's,
found
that's my stake.
what were you looking? What kind of goods were you looking, or goods or services were you looking to get in exchange?
I would like more like blankets and bedding.
Oh, perfectly. The tailor, Arbogast, is in attendance and says that he'll whip you up a fine blanket in exchange for the oatcakes. That's an even bet right there.
Who's watching my goats?
Yes.
It's nighttime. They're pens.
The
goats, I brought the goats. They're here.
And
Here's the goats are
specifically, you said that you wanted the goats to be watched during the daytime.
No, that's right. That's right.
So Arbogast he's still keeping his contract.
Okay.
The bartender's been talking to you off camera about this sawdust trade, and he likes you. It's going well.
Mutual.
He's thinking, man, this could be a good deal for me. When Ken very helpfully interjects that he'd be happy to just bring the sawdust over for free after every day's labor, and the barkeep was filling a drink for you, and then just starts filling one for Ken that's like twice as full, and slides it over, and now is smiling at you. And without any further ado, all bets are down, and the barkeep says, "Bets are down! Bets are down! Contestants to the table!" And you watch as two figures step up to the table. One is a taller human woman that some of you may recognize, but it's quickly pointed out to you that this is Tanya the Tall, and she is a crew member from the Califar. She was a sailor who was rescued by the Onslaught Vanguard when the Califar went down. Wow. The other combatant is much shorter and stockier, and this is someone you all know because this is a colonist, and this is a dragonborn known as Gappy because she is missing several teeth. Gappy is a farrier in town, so she's very accustomed to picking up a horse, the back half of a horse, whatever, horse butt, and she's shoeing horses. She's very strong. So who are you placing your bet on?
We have Gappy or we have Tanya the Tall.
Gappy.
Okay, so your bet is down on Gappy, which is good because Arbogast he likes tall people, so he's the tallest. He's the highest.
Excuse me, sir. Would you like me to go and circle around the town so that someone is watching it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a good idea. Hey,
I would be more comfortable doing that as well.
yeah, the two of you take a patrol. I want you back here in half an hour, and then we'll swap out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna roll. Here's how they go. Tom's gonna roll for Gappy. I'm gonna roll for Tanya, and we're gonna do it's best of three to see. And what you watch is as they come up to the table, they both sit down. They eye each
Wait,
other.
hold on. Which one of us is Tanya? Which one of us is Gappy?
Well, I have less teeth, right?
Yeah, you do.
Fewer teeth.
So
You have
I'm
fewer
Gappy.
teeth.
Fewer teeth.
I have fewer teeth.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Lesser
So
No.
then you.
So I'm Gappy.
I'm Tanya the
This is
Tall.
Tanya the Tall. So I am actually missing several of my back teeth.
Oh.
Yeah. Born without them. It's just a weird thing.
No wisdom teeth?
No wisdom teeth. No, I'm
Wisdom
missing
is
several molars as well. My mom is too. My mom.
Wow.
All right, so
Mom,
I am Gappy. We have Tanya the Tall here, and what they do is they sit down, they square off, they look at one another, put their arm up to arm wrestle, and at the last moment, they close their hand completely except for their pinky finger, which they lock in a hook formation, and they begin to struggle against one another. And I mean, watching this is not a comfortable sport to watch because this looks horrifically painful.
It's painful.
They are watching, and we're gonna go ahead and do just straight rolls, me and you. I am Gappy, you're Tanya. Let's see what we get. Higher one. We're gonna do best of three. First roll, Gappy rolls a 6. Tanya rolls a 17. So the table begins to shift, and Gappy is being torn back, and Gappy's finger is looking a little bent. We're gonna go with the second one, and we roll again, and Tanya rolls a 10. Gappy rolls a 5, and so with 2 in a row, Tanya the Tall literally rips Gappy's pinky finger off, and Gappy screams in pain, and Tanya stands up to raucous cheers from the crowd as everyone goes wild. Bets are paid. You, of course, tender your oatcakes to Arbogast the tailor.
The house cleric runs over and starts to try to regrow her finger.
Yeah,
all
puts a
that
little
stuff.
salve on it. It's horrible and painful, but in a matter of moments, Tanya has purchased an ale for Gappy. Gappy is drinking it with her good hand while the cleric mends her ripped off finger. And general merriment is had.
Yeah. Now we're going to cut to Ken and Joveri. So you guys are walking around the town now. You're walking around the town watch. How are you? What are you doing to kind of keep the peace and watch and so forth?
Taking a general look, but Chauvert's actually going to be like, I actually need to go get something from my tent really quickly, and I will be right back.
I will continue to circle the perimeter.
Okay.
Would you like me to light a torch so I'm easier to find?
Oh, no, not necessary. You know I can see the night.
Yes.
Now, and you can as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I'm also very tall.
Javert is actually gonna leave and then go and try and go to the magistrate's tent, see if the magistrate is still. Oh, what time is it?
It's not that late. You got to the bar maybe an hour after dusk, and so by now it's maybe 10 o'clock.
So Jovert's actually gonna go to the magistrate's.
Okay.
tent, or like, or try and find Kurdrick.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
and Kurdrick sleeps outside the magistrate's tent in like a little lean-to, kind of like a vestibule off the side of the magistrate's tent.
And it's not late, so so as you've Kurdrick is still up, and you do see a lamp on inside the magistrate's tent.
Yeah, what are you doing back here?
Oh, I have something most unfortunate to tell you. How do you feel about the sport of hook finger, hook claw?
Hook wrestling.
Oh no.
Right. What
Gotta
seems to be the
snitch.
problem, Is there some illegal gambling going on?
I do. I know it is just for things that to improve the economy and make things better, but it makes me feel little off. If you.
Oh no.
All right. Well, that's.
Javert, I thought you were cool, man.
I'm a little surprised that that Gregory fellow would come clean about that, but sending you here, it's the right call.
Kurdrick,
So,
what's going on? Kurdrick? Inside the tent.
Magistrate, nothing to worry yourself about. Go ahead and you get your rest. I'll deal with this, and in the morning, I'm sure that the watch's report will reflect everything that Mr. Javert is telling me now.
All right, as long as it isn't any threat to the camp, yes?
No,
Fort?
there's no threat, magistrate. All right, well, you better get on with the rest of your night, and tell Gregory, good on you for being above the board on this whole gambling thing.
Okay. And then Javert is gonna be fiddling with like a hammer as he rejoins Ken.
All right. So Ken, you've been sort of give me a perception roll, as presumably as you're looking for things as you're.
Yeah. Do I have advantage because it's related to smell and hearing, or is it just with my eyes?
In this particular case, I'm going to say that yes, it is related to smell.
Okay. It's not great. That is a non-nat 20.
Great. So you're kind of walking the perimeter. You know, as we've said, the camp, the town, the fort is sort of, these central kind of rings of tents, and then there's this earthen wall that has been sort of constructed or is being constructed like piece by piece on the outside. So you're kind of doing the inner lap around the tents, and as you're doing the larger lap around sort of the earthen wall, there's woods kind of not too far off of there, and you smell it, like it's one of those things where you sort of like catch a little bit of movement out of your eye, and you smell something that seems to you to be you're definitely smelling some sort of animal that is unusual and kind of triggers your senses, and as you kind of look into the darkness, you see a very large, so this is a larger than natural black panther kind of padding through and like weaving in and out of the trees.
Not
like,
the superhero.
No, not the superhero.
Let's say forever.
Yeah.
A larger than usual.
A larger than usual black panther. No, it's like a jaguar or a panther or something like that.
Right.
And you see it sort of like padding, and it's sort of like it's not in the town, but it's sort of just like offside, like it's at a distance where like if it decided to make a run for the town, you feel like maybe it could get there pretty quick, but it's not. It's kind of like eyeing you. You see like the glint of its golden eyes that eyes you, and kind of, but I don't know if you're taking any action. It kind of just weaves in and out of the trees and kind of like almost like it's padding alongside the perimeters of the town.
Okay, I think I draw my longbow and I'm just gonna try to stalk it. So just make sure that it doesn't leave my eyesight, so that if it does start to come into the town, I can.
So Javert, when you come find Ken, you find Ken with his longbow drawn, sort of like watching.
So like
a pointer dog.
Approach very slowly. My friend.
Sorry. Just as quietly as possible.
What is happening? Tell me. Do we need to attack him?
My eye lock. Can you see it? Can he see
I can
it?
see it.
Great.
Yeah.
We have the same vision.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Or I don't know.
Well,
I think if it starts to come closer to the town, it's best to slay it.
if we do it, it could be food for the people.
Do you think that would be best?
I don't know, but it would prevent an attack. For the commoners.
I will do as you think is best.
Oh, I think you are correct. I am not a hunter, and you seem to be very skilled. So, if you think we should wait, I'm fine to wait.
I'm only.
You're hearing sounds of the tavern in the background.
tavern,
Yeah.
yeah. That was actually
That was another hook thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was the moment when she
Yeah.
got her hook and hooked up.
I am only concerned because it is so large that if we provoke it, it may be stronger than we think.
Like, do I have anything that can size this guy up? No. So you
Although,
think
can
we
I
could...
ask a question out of game?
Sure.
You can tell me if this is something Ken just wouldn't know. Is food in game an issue currently? Like, is it
Oh,
the
yeah.
kind of thing where probably it would be best to take down this creature?
Well,
because it'd be edible?
I mean, because it would be edible?
yeah.
It's a cat. I mean, like, so cats are not like, it's more of it. I mean, the only issue
It's
to your mind would
safety,
be,
right?
you guys brought back a whole herd of RX of
Yeah.
livestock. So if it's so that the food
It's fine.
is fine.
Yeah,
there
so
are
I think
people
it's
watching
just
that,
safety.
and they're being
Yeah.
tended to not quite directly in town. It's basically like as you would have. Sorry, the scouts did that. You guys didn't do
Yeah.
that. But as you would have heard, tale of how these heroic scouts brought back all these livestock.
Yeah.
Farmers and other have taken them sort of a little bit outside the town because they're not going to have them right. where
Yeah,
the
so I
archer
think
town.
I'm just
yeah.
watching, and if
Okay.
it starts to come, I guess, can I ready an action? If it
Oh.
starts to come towards the town,
Actually,
I'm gonna lose my hand.
Actually, Javert is gonna say, "Oh, I have an idea.
Yes.
Do you think you can make it come to one particular area, one particular point? Do you-
Why?
And Javert's gonna, I could create a snare to catch it, and then it's caught, and then it just hangs out. Then we do not have to worry about it walking around. It's just caught.
Where do you need it to be?
Wherever you think is best. I can create the snare wherever.
I think wait until it begins to move and then just create the snare in its direction. Is this a magical spell?
Yes, yes
Right.
it is.
Now, do you think Malcrids have disadvantage on like doing anything except chasing giant cats? Like,
Oh, maybe.
No,
That's, I mean, I don't know. Is that racist?
that is a stereotype.
Yeah,
Someone might know.
yeah.
All right.
I
so
mean, stereotypes
cats
are
can be
stereotypes for a reason.
Oh my.
Yeah.
That is provocative right there.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys, you see this panther, and you're discussing what to do about it.
Yeah.
This larger than normal panther,
Yeah.
and we're gonna cut away from you as you discuss it and watching it stealth at night. Ken does have an arrow
Okay.
knocked and ready, and Javert is contemplating this spell. We are gonna go back to the scouts and pick up with
Yes.
Nokta.
I mean,
Nokta. So Nokta, it is your turn.
Ready for Nokta?
You watch this Tyrannosaurus happen. This pterodactyl is there, and Nokta has his second chance to go. Actually, this is your first chance to actually loose that arrow that you prepared.
Bonus action, cunning action. I'm going to disengage.
Yep.
Back up 20 feet or so.
Sure.
So not right there. But he's still right there, so I'm going to use pack tactics to give myself advantage
Yep.
on the
And you don't
attack,
have to
which
use
makes
it.
it a sneak
just
attack.
automatically have it. Yep.
Yeah, which makes it a sneak attack.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Which means that I get extra damage.
Kobold
Okay.
roads are awesome. Yeah. All right. And you're shooting at the captain.
Yes.
Okay.
The long-held sneak attack now that we're deep in battle.
Yeah.
He has no idea it's coming. No idea it's coming.
No idea.
That is a 27 to hit.
Oh
yes.
yes. Oh my yes, for sure.
Nice.
Okay, and the initial damage is 10 points.
Okay.
Extra sneak attack damage is 9, 10, an extra 14 points.
So 24 total.
24 total.
Very nice. You do in fact sink your bow in there. Now you have it. This is your vicious short bow, correct? Okay.
It's just a better crit is all vicious means.
Yep. Oh well, it is context.
Oh, and it's magic.
Yes, it does have some other attributes. All right, so Nokta draws a bead, and you watch as the captain dismounts, grabs up his hammer, and you wait. You just wait for the moment when he teleports, and the moment he reappears on the back of his cat, you loose, and twink, hits right in a weak spot, right above the breastplate of his armor, and sinks an arrow right into his chest. So it's a very solid shot, and that brings us over to Aram.
Cool. So am I close enough that I'm not close enough to use my Lightbringer weapon?
No, you're right. You're right engaged with
Or
them.
I'm right
You're
engaged?
the only one who's not really right there is
Cool.
Sheila, who's a little bit beyond, and then Nopta, who's backed up a bit.
moves up
I'm sorry, Sheila's beyond, and you're flying, and Roderick, actually, you backed up as well. So
Yeah.
right now, Riley and Aram are right up against the bad guys.
Great.
Everyone
So
else
I
is kind of
can
spread
get
out.
him even though he's
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to light up my Lightbringer because it just makes me feel better, and also on the off chance that he is some sort of what's it called undead. I don't think he is, but he would have.
Sure.
It would affect him. So the thing glows, and I'm going to try to hit him with Lightbringer. That, of course, is an 11 to hit.
Not gonna get it done.
Great. So I'm going to use my extra attack, and I'm going to try to hit him again with the exact same thing. And that's slightly better. Is 12.
So on both attacks, you swing your Lightbringer mace at him, and he deftly parries with the haft of his giant hammer, and just knocks him out of the way, kind of scoffing at you as he does. And that brings us back to the top of the order, where the cat once again has the first action. The cat was engaged with Nocta and took a bite at you. But this time, I think seeing the last attack from Arrow that went toward its master, the cat, is going to turn its feline fury on you. And it's going to go ahead and take its bite attack is not great. That is a 13. That's going to miss you.
Nice.
And its claw attack is a 20, not natural, but that will hit you, I believe.
That's going to hit.
Yep. All right. So that will be 1 enormous d6, 2 enormous d6s. Oh, that's got it. All right, so that is 7, 11 plus 4. That's 15 points of slashing damage from a claw attack. There's no pounce involved there, though, so that's all you take.
Great.
And now it is Throg the Gladiator's turn.
Okay.
Now, Throg the Gladiator, still quite upset with you there, Roderick. He's
Still
gonna charge-
restrained by the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes, yes. So actually, I will say that Throg's going to try and use his strength to free himself. What is the escape? Is it 18?
The escape is 17.
17. All right, so here his strength check to get out is a 2. He fails on that one. He is stuck inside, still inside the mouth of the T-Rex.
Nice.
And that's all I can do. So that brings us to Riley's turn.
So worked once. We're gonna try it again. We're gonna try and disarm him. So let's see. We're gonna do an attack. 8 plus 8. That's 16. So
That will
that's gonna miss. We'll try one more time. 6 plus. Yeah, it's not enough.
Again, yeah, the whip,
You know,
the whip.
I feel like it's really important to get this thing out of his hands before I
Yeah.
can actually use it. So I'm gonna use my action surge.
Sure.
To do this 2 more times.
Do it.
Sweet.
Nice.
And
Oh my
that's a 2. That's an 18.
Okay, and 18
Okay.
is what you
Let's
need.
see.
So just barely you're able to get, after 4 attempts, you finally are able to do a little
Finally
damage.
get the
Grab that
Okay.
hammer.
So first we're gonna do the damage. That's 4 plus. Hold on. That's gonna be 10 damage. Then
You roll your
plus
security die?
another- I have not rolled my security die, but now I just did. So it's 13 total of
Okay.
damage. Now he's have to do his save.
And this is Romy again, a strength save?
Yes.
Okay, what's the DC?
16.
Okay. That's a 2. So he drops it again. And once again, this cool calculating figure is just shocked that he keeps dropping it.
Can I use my bonus action to grab it?
I mean, I would normally say that, picking something up like that easily is probably a free action. So sure.
Okay.
Yay!
So I'm going to
Grab
Well,
that
let's see.
hammer.
Let's see what. Hopefully, Riley doesn't turn evil. Let's grab that hammer and see what happens.
Okay. You pick up the hammer. It's very heavy, but you're very strong, so you're able to pick it up. And it doesn't seem to have any ill effect you can detect right now.
Okay.
And it's up to you if you want to continue holding it through your next turn, but for right now, nothing happens.
How much would it? Could I like yeet that an incredible distance away?
You want to throw it? Now, I'd say if you want to throw it, that would be an action.
Don't throw it. Don't throw it.
Don't throw it.
Okay. Alright.
Alright,
Yeah.
so
alright,
that's
so
Riley's
I
turn.
have to hold it.
All right. That brings us over to Theod.
Oh. Huh. And that brings us to Carla.
Well, is it like? Do you look like you're? trying
I'm
to throw
definitely
it?
holding this huge hammer, like it's big.
Okay. No, I don't think Theod would pick up on that. We're not the van after all. The guy that's restrained is the gladiator guy?
Yep.
I'm gonna swoop down at him because he's the furthest off the ground. Does he get disadvantage? Or,
He does.
or
You get advantage.
Do I get advantage?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
You're like attacking his legs and like hanging out.
Good job, advantage. 22 to hit.
Oh yeah.
So,
All right.
And what are you doing? You're biting him?
I am biting, and if I'm flying and dives at least 30 feet, which I am, I hit with a bounty attack. I deal an extra 3d6.
So you've been bitten on both ends by dinosaurs.
Yep. 1, 2, 3,
That's rough.
4, 5,
I killed me here.
6.
Some days, you know, you just wake up and
Dinosaurs everywhere.
Those two. You got one around your leg, one in your face. It's just a bad day.
So that is 12, 19 damage.
okay, 19. That's a solid hit again, and
I'm gonna swoop back. I'm flying by, as some might say.
yes.
Oh, I've heard of this.
So yeah, he actually like swings like his spear at you without even being able to see, but it's completely ineffective because you.
I mean, and by all that, I meant to say.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, no, he's having a rough day. He like screams a muffled cry of pain inside the mouth of this Tyrannosaurus. That is now it is Roderick's turn.
So,
I think
is that cocked or
I'd
is
count
that
that as cocked.
Yeah.
All right. Bummer, because that was the one that would actually hit. All right. Well, I think that should probably still actually hit. So that's 19. So one
This
of
is
the
against
Eldritch
two
Blast
again.
should still hurt Throg.
Yes, Throg. So yep, that'll hit.
Jerk.
With you're shooting something because he's up in the air.
Eldritch.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Yep.
Eldritch Blast.
Yep.
I know how my spells work.
Very convincing.
Okay.
So that's 8 plus 10, so 18.
Wait,
What,
plus
Be-
5.
plus 5. Oh wait, is that
Yeah.
already the one for my invocation?
Yes.
Yeah.
We do this every time.
We do this every time.
So you
Okay.
roll your d10 and add 5 to each successful hit.
All right, so that's 13.
Okay, so 13 points of damage, and you can't see all of them, but the parts of Throg that are exposed, they're really
legs are
chewed
chewed.
up and looking rough. Yeah.
Literally.
I feel like yeah. Throg
Literally
right
chewed
now
up.
is-
Okay. Any other?
Well, you have your second attack though, right?
Yeah.
You have to roll your second one.
Oh yeah.
No,
Wait,
she
I
rolled
rolled.
both.
She hit the
I rolled
at the
both
same time. She only
together.
hit with one.
Well, but you have advantage because he's restrained.
Oh, I
So
do.
you roll 2 more dice.
Oh sweet.
The Neverland TM.
Yeah, that should hit. That's a nat 16, so it's plus 9, 25.
That'll do. I rolled d10. Now, did you add plus 5 this or plus 10?
Plus 5.
That was a question for Carla.
Plus 5.
Minus 20.
So that is 12.
Okay, 12. Yeah,
25 points of damage
poor
this turn.
Throg is hanging on to life,
Okay.
but barely.
And then at this point, the dinosaur. All right. Unless you have any other actions that you're taking, moving or.
Maybe just like a sophisticated sort of like.
Right.
Sophisticated.
So the dinosaur is going to
That's why I married you.
basically do one of these things like a dog does, and then open her mouth and send him flying.
Okay.
So,
Great.
So
I'm
let's,
gonna make that a bite attack, right? Or I mean,
I would
a mechanism,
let's do just
shove?
an attack roll with
Strength
like
roll?
strength, yeah,
Yep.
and then we'll do like a oh.
Natural 20. So
Alright.
we are going to say
Yes,
that he
girl.
flies.
She left.
Hopefully no one likes him.
She's had some range.
He flies 30 feet up into the air
Yeah, so
and then down. So that's going to be how tall?
Nice,
It's
you,
going to be.
It doesn't matter. That's 13 points of damage for falling 30 feet. He had 8 hit points left, so his body hits the ground and lifelessly just falls dead. So you watch Throg go, and he splatters completely on a rock. And he's Throg no more.
Can I still take?
Yeah,
my
that replaces
second
one,
attack,
sure,
right?
yeah.
Okay, so then he's going to use his tail, or she's going to use her tail attack against. She's going to get the cat out of the way, which he's on, right? Aiming for the cat specifically, and that is going to be a 19.
Oh, a 19 total? Yes, that
Yes,
will hit.
19
Yes,
total.
yes.
And that's going to be
You gotta love a T-Rex.
19 bludgeoning damage.
All right, it's an apex predator.
Cat takes
Yeah.
a significant hit from the T-Rex tail, and Throg dies at the T-Rex's hands,
Yes,
which
Sheila.
brings us back around now to
I hope he's okay.
the captain.
I mean, come on.
Knocked down, right?
All right, the captain looks down at you, Riley,
Yeah, makes
and
sense.
says, "Drop it." And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom saved. Okay. That's a natural 20.
Woo!
Woo!
And what is your wisdom
Wise.
modifier?
Plus 2, 22.
Okay, that will succeed. So you resist the effects of this whatever it was, and you were able to maintain your grip on this. And he looks very frustrated, and he's now going to kick his heels into the side of his cat, and we'll see what happens on the cat's turn. But for right now, it is Nocta.
Alright, same thing. Sneak attack using pack tactics to have the advantage. Oh.
No.
No.
Well, this one was a 1, so fortunately I have advantage with a 2.
Oh no.
Yeah, you don't need to tell me your modifier. That's not enough. So you fire an arrow, and actually, like, it's one of those things where it kind of like, you know, when you're like learning archery, like you know, you're out with friends, and like
It
the
goes
arrow just kind of
backwards.
spins off to the side, and you hope no one saw it. That's
From
from
far away you hear, oh, nothing. There we go.
Wilhelm scream again.
Yeah.
Wilhelm's
I did there.
We actually should make a colonist named Wilhelm who just does that all the time. All right.
Tom Screamer I am.
It was down to me and one other guy, but they really, all right, Danielle, that is Aaron's turn.
All right. He is going to cast Moonbeam.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
My favorite.
So-
Yes, Moonbeam.
Yeah, so make sure that the cylinder is where the cat is with the guy on top of it.
Is it a 5-foot cylinder?
It is a 5-foot
Yeah.
cylinder, but not including the T-Rex in any
Totally.
way, because we don't want to
Yep,
mess
that's
with
no
the
problem.
polymorph. So both of them have to make a con save.
Is that right
against
now, or is it
14.
next turn?
It's right.
I think it's right now. So when a creature enters, it's the area for the first time on a turn, or starts its turn there.
Right. So
It
that
is
actually
its
that will not be this turn. It would be next turn. So because
When they start their turn there.
when it enters.
I understand, but the way it's worded, and there's been a lot of clarification on this.
Oh.
What it means is when the creature enters that where it already exists, because right now what's actually happening is it's already in that space, and the moonbeam is then affecting the space. It's not entering it. But at the
Great.
start of its next turn, it will start its turn there, so that will have the effect that you're looking for.
Oh, excellent. And if just depending on, so I know it's semantic here, but if it will start its turn exactly where it is, I'll cast it there. But if not, I can cast it.
It will.
like a
It'll
few
start its
feet in
turn right
front.
where it is,
Okay, cool.
unless it has some reaction that allows it to move in between turns. But you haven't seen that yet, so
Great.
as far as you can tell.
So I do that, and then because that's technically, is that considered an attack?
That is just your action. So that's your action.
Is that considered an attack action? No. Great. Okay, then in that case, I'm done for now.
All right. So a moonbeam begins to descend from the sky straight down in a 5-foot column onto the space. That we'll say it's because they're on top of each other. It'll catch them both in the area that it's able to impact. And that brings us back to the top. Throg is no more. So the cat will make its con save. What's your DC?
It's against a 14.
Okay, that is an 18, so it does succeed. And it takes half damage, so roll 2d10 and give me
Great.
half of that.
Okay, where is my 10? That's
It's not a
okay.
shape changer, is it?
The
Because if it were, would have
it does
disadvantage.
not. It is not. Well, I mean,
that is a
yeah.
6, or wait, was that a 6? Yes, sorry. And that is a 7, so 15.
So 13?
So
Oh, 15? All right, so round down to 7.
Sorry, no. You were right. It's
13.
A 13.
All right, so that's
round down to
bonus on that.
yeah.
All right, so rounds down to 6. All right, good. And the cat does take some damage. It's not the captain's turn, but if the captain starts his turn here, he'll take the damage.
Great.
But on the cat's turn, the first thing it does is it rears up, and it's going to fly backwards, up and away. So the people that are right next to it, which would be Aram,
Okay.
you're right next to it. And I think Riley, you're also right next to it. You can both, if you wish, take an opportunity attack.
Oh,
I
that would be
need the
great. I
stats
would
of
love
that
to.
hammer, please.
Yes, please.
I'll tell you what, you go ahead and make, it's a strength-based attack, so you go ahead and make your attack roll, and if you hit with it, I'll tell you what happens.
Okay, well, since I have proficiency.
Yeah, you're
So they can,
proficient
if
roll.
they're both moving together, it could be an opportunity attack on either of them. Is that
No,
true?
because the way it works is an opportunity attack is only generated if you're the one voluntarily moving, so if something
Okay. I see.
blows you out of the way like a thunder wave or something
Right,
carries you
yeah.
out. Yeah.
Oh wait.
That was a natural 20 plus
Okay.
8, so that's a 28.
All right, and you are attacking the cat with the, so you're gonna go ahead. Oh my goodness. So I need you.
Wait, the van could roll.
It's
it.
actually
Magic crit.
it's not as crazy as you think, but I'm gonna need you to roll 2d6 times 2, so roll 46.
4d6.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Or,
Luckily, Artisan Dice gives you 4d6.
that's right.
All right, so we.
Nice.
Okay, so we have 16.
Okay, so that's 16 for all 4.
Yeah. all
Okay,
four out of
now I
10.
need you to roll 4d8 force damage.
Wow. Okay. Thank you. Got another D8 here. Oh, there's a... Nah, that's fine.
You can do them in waves if you like.
Oh! Ooh, so that's 16 plus 5, that's 21.
Okay.
Now I got one more to roll.
Go ahead.
22.
Okay.
Okay, so 22. And now I need you to roll all 48 again.
Whoa.
Wait,
D8,
all 4
D8.
It's 2d6 plus 48 force damage. You get to double all the dice. So that's...
Okay, so this one's 16 again. Plus 5, that's another 21.
Okay. And then add your strength modifier, please.
My strength mod is 4.
Okay, so
It's a
that
good
is
thing none of us got
that is
hit with his hammer.
63 points of damage. And you get a second attack.
What?
Just hit it with the hammer again.
Yeah, it was,
Good advice.
let's keep this, keep
All
it
right,
going.
and as this cat is trying to fly away, you like cave in half of its skull with this hammer. It's still alive, but it is not happy.
So, yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry. This is an opportunity.
This
attack.
was opportunity.
Wait, don't I get an opportunity
But
attack
Aaron
as
gets
well,
an opportunity attack as
Okay,
well.
so am I close enough to hit it with Lightbringer, or do I need to use a javelin?
You certainly
because
can.
It's flying.
It's
okay, cool.
yeah, it's.
Not a lit
Great.
yet.
So we're just gonna try to hit it with Lightbringer.
Wait, does the lightning take off or land?
A light means it's one of those things like it means like aloha means both take off.
Ah.
Either way, it's a 9.
Oh.
It doesn't hit.
Right.
All right.
But do you know
Nice.
who else is within range for an opportunity attack? Sheila of the Vines.
I would actually say that Sheila is not in range because Sheila's back a bit with Throg.
Yeah.
back.
Oh no,
no,
she
she
attacked
attacked
him.
him.
Oh, yeah, she hit with the
Oh,
tail.
she hit with the tail,
Yep,
yeah,
I'll take it.
yeah,
Give me
yeah.
a.
I'll wait till
Nice,
Aaron
nice.
does.
Aaron already
It
missed, so
did.
Sheila's gonna go ahead
Okay.
and that's a plus 10 on the
Yep.
bite. That's
17.
a 17. The cat's AC is 17, so go ahead and roll some damage there.
Alrighty.
And actually, it's not even necessary because the cat rolls, or the Tyrannosaurus has 3 damage dice, right?
Yeah,
3
yes,
to 10.
3 to 10.
The cat has 3 hit points left. So,
3 to 12.
Cat falls out of the sky.
so the Sheila again takes a bite and finds purchase in the concave portion of the cat's skull and bites harder and crushes it. And the last thing that happens is the cat's skull crushes as it winks out of existence. And the moment that happens, the hammer in your hand also fades. The captain falls from the back of his non-existent cat. The robe that he was wearing dissolves into first tatters, then ash, and left underneath it is this severely wounded, normal-looking mortal human, wearing the raiments of a captain of a vessel. He's bleeding profusely from wounds that he suffered in this battle, very obviously, but also from the sides of his eyes, from his ears, from his nose, and from his mouth. And he is choking on blood. And we're going to cut from this scene.
What?
We're gonna take a
I
quick
wanna give
break,
him some
and we'll be
hit
back in a
points.
second.
What?
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
Wait, wait.
All right, and so we find ourselves cutting to.
That was some. I gotta say that was some pretty good teamwork.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Good
was-
job, Scouts.
Yeah, Scouts with the new van.
Unlike,
Scouts
unlike
are
the
like-
band, yeah, the Scouts the new van.
I feel like the scouts,
Hashtag new
they
band.
should roll up on a Grithian right now.
Better not.
Maybe not.
So we're gonna cut to the Wandertrap family on their journey through the fields and the farmlands up north. So it's despite what the music says, it's not exactly a peaceful and journey, not without its dangers, as you've discovered.
Now, while they were ostensibly allies, the long history between the two towns.
Yes, and we are going to say that a full day or more has passed, and again, we are approaching these timelines is not synchronous with each other. Correct? They're happening over occasional days, and as you're rolling up and you've gone north, and you see in the distance, Jade, the tall castle of Mary Elderbold, which is
Also, I think I've taken the map back. Just saying.
sorry.
I think I've taken the
Oh,
map back.
you've taken the map
just so
back.
nobody has it.
But you recall sort of the history of how this great lake, Mary, the lake is also called Mary Alderbold, and it's named for the former Duke Alderbold. In the practice of the early days of settling the crown, the initial explorers would name things after their wealthy financiers and so forth. So you were able to sort of tell everyone about this beautiful shimmering lake. There's this big castle there that is not your destination, but you do notice it as you pass. Looks to be still standing. And you continue riding north, and so you kind of and I forget.
I was gonna say, at this point, we get onto the road then.
Also,
Okay.
I have cartographer's tools. Does
Yeah.
that mean I can sort of like take? What does that mean exactly? Because
You can do a lot of things with cartographer's tools, and if there's a specific map-related activity you'd like to undertake, if it involves another skill, you can kind of get advantage using your tools on
Got
that.
it.
Or you
I
can just-
mostly just sort of want to be updating our understanding of the terrain.
Yeah,
over here.
and I think that's actually something you can do because you have those tools, and that's just that's their normal function. So you don't need to make a roll for that. You're just doing your thing, making notations. Now, if you want to produce like an original map, you want to create a map. I think that like to scale. That's where the tools come in. For just jotting notes down, that's easy.
Okay, I'll take more notes before I make a new map.
Yeah, when we hit a moment where you'd like to actually have it, where you guys have a spot for a break, you can say, yeah, I'd like to do it, and we'll make a little thing.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you've been riding north, and I forget. Did we bring ponies? We brought ponies.
Yes.
Right? Yes, we're all ponies.
We're all
Okay.
mounted.
And
Okay,
one
great.
horse, I think.
And
So-
one horse.
And one horse and one full horse. So you've managed to catch up to the road, and the road which will take you straight north to Shedwick.
Yeah, because we were just going straight north.
You were just
so
going
we
straight north
ran
anyway.
up the road.
And once you hit the road, which is sort of slightly north of Mary Alderbold, the going is pretty quick. The road, in most situations here, is in pretty good condition. And as you're traveling along, you see it's dotted with buildings every once in a while. You see, you pause for a second at sort of an area where like the road is a bridge and under a nice little stream underneath, because there is still there's still a little town there, and it's a nice little place to stop and have like your little picnic lunch and whatever. But there's just looking around, the houses are just completely empty. The buildings are in a strange condition where some of them are standing, some of them are not. It looks like people haven't lived here for quite some time in this town.
I'm getting a very ominous feeling about it. Gives me the heebie-jeebies.
We're just trying to get to the mine as quickly as possible, kids.
Yeah.
Where did all the people go, Mama?
I don't know, darling. I don't think I want to find out just about now.
Well, they're probably dead at this point.
And as you ride past,
Don't spook Admiral Sleep. You know what it's like.
Could we have all the houses?
I don't think we need all those houses, do you, honey?
This could be Wandertrap Town.
We'll think about it, darling.
But Apple, as you're sort of wandering by, you notice that on some of the doors here, there is like an imprint of a big like paw print, like that's been almost like someone's like stamped the door, like a big like bluish
smashed it open
kind of
with a
ink.
big paw?
No, like marked the door.
Is he the only one who notices that?
He's the one who notices it, yeah, because
Okay.
he's.
Do you point it out to us or not?
Sure. Look, it was somebody else's town. The blue foot town.
Do I recognize that symbol?
You can make a history check.
All right.
Is it a cat foot?
Yeah, it's basically like a paw. Yeah.
That is a 20.
You have no idea what this represents.
Darn.
You think for quite a long time, and there's lots of different options, but lots of different like tribes in the past of all your knowledge of the warring nations of Aldeproy and everything, but nothing that would make sense to be here. It's not a symbol of any royal house or anything like that.
Well, that's strange.
Our kitten back home, honey baby, must be so big by now.
Yes. Not quite as big as something that can make that paw print, but quite big.
No.
Mom, this is very strange and has potentially great historical significance because no symbol of this like has actually been seen in the area. I can't
Darling,
even
don't
imagine-
slow down. We do need to keep riding.
Yes, Mom.
So you keep riding north.
And another giant animal.
Yeah, you keep riding north and watching the skies as you go. Presumably. Is anyone doing anything specifically as you ride? Just so we.
I'm braiding my hair.
You're braiding your hair. Okay. No.
No, I'm just trying to keep
Take
us moving.
periodic
You're
notes.
still taking notes, and Mama's keeping you moving.
Opal's gonna try and have an aside with Mama at one point.
Okay.
And Mama, can we talk at night? Can I do some research on you?
Yes, darling. I've been meaning to talk to you specifically for quite some time now.
You know I'm better than the town cleric, and I just don't think you should be living like this.
I hear you, baby.
Okay. All right. But I promise I'll be real nice. It won't hurt or anything. It might a little, but it'll make some mistakes sometimes, but I hope it's going to be okay. I love you, Mama.
I love you too, darling.
All right, so you have that little talk. It's hard going here, and the weather is a little bit, even as you're riding a little bit north, it's getting a little bit blustery, sort of like that lake effect. Once you kind of get north, and you're maybe about like halfway, like it's getting dark, it's getting rainy now. So the cold, wet rain, being rain, it's wet, and just kind of chills you to your bones. Yeah, and you are you're not going to make it to Shedwick today. You're going to have to camp. So you on the side of the road there, like I said, it's dotted with little sort of abandoned shacks here and there. Most of them don't have like that bluish paw print was the only thing that was the only time that you saw that. Everything else just seems like, oh yeah, this wasn't maybe at one point a farmhouse or something like that. So what would you like to do in terms of pushing through the night? Are you going to try and rest? And
I think we should definitely rest.
Okay.
I think we find a nearby house.
Okay.
Because that's going to be sturdier to protect us from the rain. And we go in there.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep watch, and I think I'm gonna ask at least one of my kids to switch off with me for just a couple hours so I can sleep a little bit. But mostly I just want them to sleep.
Are there any houses that don't have blueprints on?
Yeah, in fact, the ones that you saw are the only ones that...
Let's stay with one without a blueprint in case Apple wants somebody.
I agree.
Okay, so you find you come, go another mile or so until you find a small kind of cozy, it's not a barn exactly, it's just, let's, say it's like a kind of a cabin. You wouldn't want to stay there for a long time, but it looks secure enough.
Okay.
It's not like one of these that's gonna fall over tonight. So you find, you all go inside. It's not a big place, maybe, I don't know, like 20 by 20 or something like that, 10 by 10 kind of space. Enough to, like, you guys are small, so enough to all kind of spread out just a little bit. You probably want to leave the well, I guess you could bring the ponies in if you want. It's up to you, but
It couldn't possibly smell worse in here.
I think we probably lash the ponies outside, like if there's any kind of overhang from the roof.
Okay.
When we enter the house, I want to start casting Detect Magic as a ritual.
Okay, great.
Just, and what that looks like is I'm just going to burn a little sage and hold a little crystal around.
Okay. All right, you cast your Detect Magic, and what are you focusing on specifically?
Just this whole place feels a little unnerving, and I don't think I need to have any specific sense of it. I just sort of feeling out of it.
So Detect Magic is a weird spell. If you actually read the description, I'm gonna bring it up so I can get it exactly right. Because I always do it kind of like, oh, it's like you have magic vision, like you just, it's like
I sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of me.
So, it actually, so you have to I guess what I can say is I can tell you, you are not getting the presence. Actually, the presence of magic you are only getting from your companions, from your family.
Okay, so nothing from the house. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, because it says if I do sense magic,
then you
I
have to
want
exactly look at it. Yeah, exactly.
Right, exactly. But nothing in the house is giving us an aura. Okay. Well, I feel a little bit about up here. Mama seems to be pretty clean.
All right,
Of
kids,
spirits.
take out your bedrolls. Time for bed.
So is somebody, you said someone is keeping watch?
I'm
or?
keeping watch.
Okay, you're gonna keep watch. And are you, okay, so the kids take out their bedrolls.
Night, Mama.
Night, darling. I'm
Night,
gonna follow
Mama.
you.
You need me to
Night, Jade.
keep an eye out so you can get some sleep at some point?
Night, Amethyst.
Yeah, I'll wake you up in a few hours, just for a couple hours so I can get a little sleep.
Mom, when you have a minute, I know I need to get some rest, but I have an idea that I do think you'll like it.
You can tell me in the morning, darling.
Yes, Mom.
Are you having your conversation with Opal sort of tonight?
We'll have it
now?
tomorrow.
You're gonna have it tomorrow. Okay. All right. So, so you're keeping watch, Mama. Give me a perception roll then.
Okay. Ooh, that is a 4.
Okay. Something's a little off.
I don't like that sound effect.
No.
Jump.
All of a sudden, you feel like it's about 20 minutes after you've been inside, and you feel like.
Well, I think I'm outside.
Oh, you're
I think
outside.
They're
Okay,
inside.
they're
I think
inside.
I'm probably sitting at the door outside of it with my short bow in my hands.
Opal, you feel you feel like a splat of something on your face.
Oh, what is it?
And you're asleep. Dude. You're woken up by
this
splat of something. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it feel like regular water? Is it viscous?
It's like slightly slimish water.
Opal's gonna try and wake up Apple and Jane and everyone and just be like, gonna let out a little scream, wake up everyone, wake up.
And I hear that and I fling the door open as well and poke my head in.
It's just scared. Yeah.
All right, and as you do poke your head in, the door opens, but curiously, as it begins to swing on its hinges, the other half, like where the door swings, but then half the wall also swings open beside it, and rows of serrated teeth emerge from that chunk of wall and that chunk of door. And as you're poking your head in, they clamp down around your head. I need everyone to roll initiative.
Rebel house. Wait, I'm confused about this.
You have chosen to bed down in something that is biting you.
Great.
The house itself is what's producing that heartbeat sound.
Great.
So we're gonna roll initiative here.
13.
That's a natural
23.
20. 23. Okay, that natural 20 gets knocked down to an 18. So 23 for Mama. Did anybody else get above 20? 15 to 20.
17.
Okay, 17 for Jade. Right. 10, 15.
14.
14.
13.
Apple. Oh, what'd you get?
Almost got 11.
Okay. Amy got 13. Opal got 11.
Yep.
And that's everybody. All right, so Mama, now these jaws that came out of nowhere, you notice that where the jaws begin, the texture of the house has begun to take on a different kind of consistency. It no longer seems to be wood and plaster. It seems something much more malleable. It's got this slimy, almost sticky look to it with mucus starting to show everywhere the plaster would have cracked. And it's clear that whatever it is that's attacking you, it's not in the house, it is the house. And so these jaws are rearing back for a bite on you. But it's your turn first. You have your...
Great. So can I put my short bow around me and instead draw my 2 daggers?
Absolutely.
Great. So I'm gonna use my 2-weapon attack.
Huh?
So first I'm gonna hit it with a dagger. So that's 12 to hit.
That will miss.
Great.
Now, and it's obviously it's a house, so it's not.
Yeah, you couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
Well, I think I just lash out
Right.
with the daggers.
AC is a combination of physical resistance. So while you might be able to stick a dagger into it, you hit a chunk of wall that is still wall hardened. So it's
Right,
just,
and then I'm gonna try to hit it with the other dagger, just to make sure I'm not doing something wrong. It's still the +7, right? Because I see that it's. I'm not quite sure what it means by. I don't add my ability modifier to it.
For your offhand dagger, exactly. So the attack is going to be the same. So you have your proficiency and your strength bonus, your dexterity bonus.
Great.
But when you're making your damage roll, it's just the dice with no bonus at all.
Okay, great. So that's an 18 + 7, so I assume that's gonna hit.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, that's the part I'm confused about.
So now just roll the damage dice.
A
D4.
D4 plus 4?
No plus.
Oh,
So with your
right.
offhand attack, you don't get any
Dang it.
bonus to it.
Okay, cool.
The house is, we're within 5 feet of it, so does she get a sneak
Well,
attack?
that's a 2.
She does indeed. So that's a great point.
Great.
2 points of damage, but you get to roll your sneak attack dice because everyone is within the same area.
So that was a 2. I totally interfered with this. All right.
No, you're good.
And that is an 8, 9, 10. So it's a 12.
So 12 points of damage altogether. You do bury a dagger into the side
Right.
in between some teeth. Now, where you were standing, you are still in the path of these jaws. You are welcome to stay there if you wish.
No, and then I'm gonna use my bonus action to dash.
You already used your bonus action
Oh,
on
I
your
did.
second
So I
attack.
can't do anything. So
no, you can move.
Can I
You can
move?
move.
That's
Yeah.
what I meant. So my movement to, I think, I'm gonna dash towards my kids.
All right, so you're going to move inside the house towards your kids? Okay, great.
It's not good martial logic, but it's mom.
That's what Mom would do.
Everyone's
It's Mom
inside.
logic.
Yeah.
Everyone's inside. All right, so that brings us to the house's turn. Now, as its turn begins, as it progresses, it howls in this pain that it reverberates through your entire bodies because you are literally inside this thing. Its jaws, now almost no resemblance to a door and a wall, now just look like 2 vertical rows of teeth that are going like this and
Right.
back and forth, kind of creating like a hazard if you want to try and get through it. They're going back and forth so quickly. The rest of the house is beginning to crack and break apart as the walls splinter and split. And everywhere they do, every time you see a vein of cracked plaster, behind it is this light, pale pink seeping ooze that it looks like exposed flesh of some kind. And because you're all inside the house, one of the hanging, like one of those metal, like iron circular candelabras that hangs from the ceiling, you watch as it distends and turns into a pendulous mass of gross, slimy flesh, and it's going to slap down. And I'm going to say it's actually going to go after you, Mama, because you're the one who heard it. So it is going to make its attack against you.
Like a uvula? Like a weaponized uvula?
It is a weaponized uvula.
Yeah.
Exactly, yes. You're being hit. All right, so that is a 23.
That hits.
Okay. And...
I think the house came alive, Mama.
I think you're right, darling.
that is 20 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, I'm gonna die. Okay.
And also, actually, I forgot to roll it. Okay, that is 20 points of bludgeoning damage.
Uncanny dodge.
And you are grappled.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can do your uncanny dodge to cut that in half.
And you all have long rested since the last fight, by the way, right? Just making sure that you guys are more cut off.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
terrific.
really? Is
Yeah,
it morning?
It's
Well,
another
you guys
day.
were all
Yeah.
sleeping.
Oh, okay.
It's been a lot of travel. So
So
we're,
only 10 damage.
Yeah, so 10 damage total. But you are grappled, which means that your
it's been
movement is
10, that's
reduced
right.
to 0 as this uvula is holding on to
Okay.
you. And now it's going to attempt to with.
But can oh, sorry. That's
No, go ahead.
Bonus non. I thought it was a reaction, but it's a bonus action. I was gonna say try to disengage from it.
That's a bonus action, so
So
on
I
your turn
can't
you can do
do
that.
that yet.
Now, Apple, you are sleeping on a bed. You are laying down on a bed upstairs, I think. Is that right? You found a bed to lay down on?
I didn't know there was an
It's,
upstairs.
no,
yeah.
well,
But there was a
well,
separate
well,
bedroom.
Everyone's just on
No,
bedroll.
everyone's just on
all
bedroll.
Oh, on a
next
bed.
to
Okay,
each
so
other.
Yeah.
we'll say that where you are on the section of the floor where your bedroll is, that opens up and becomes another one of these gaping, toothy maws, and splintered boards become teeth with saliva in between them, and these teeth kind of arch upward and clamp down around you, and they go ahead and take a bite of you, almost like the entire your entire sleeping mat.
You know, it's funny because we had just gotten to resting, but I think I saw this, and Apple, you better scurry. 11.
Okay, and that replaces the roll with an 11, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is going to be a total of that would be a 23.
Oh my god.
So it's going to go ahead and take a bite at you. Oh, that's we're using these.
Plus 12.
How is the roll determined that you tell him?
I rolled
that
2
is
d20s at the start of the
16.
long rest. Oh, actually.
Wow, plus 3. That's 19 plus 8. That's 27 points of piercing damage as it bites down on you.
Okay.
And that is this monstrous animated, almost mimic-like shack that has down you. And that brings us to Jade.
If I want to dash out of there, can I do it with Opal in my arms?
If Opal is willing to be picked up, you can certainly pick up Opal without really without using like an action for that.
Okay. Oh, I'm getting you out of here, alright? We'll attack from the outside. It's dangerous in here. We can still attack from the outside, honey.
All right, now I'm gonna say that I'll let Opal signify assent or not, either yes or no, whether you want to be picked up or not.
Opal lets it happen.
Get out of here! Run!
All right, so you grab up Opal. You're gonna run for the door. Now I
Yeah.
need you to, as these teeth are chomping really fast, I'm gonna need a dexterity saving throw, please.
That's not. Wait, I have.
Oh wait, you roll a natural 1 because you're a halfling.
You're a halfling. We
Oh,
roll
right.
that.
Haha!
Yeah. Halflings luck. We haven't seen that much at all.
Yeah.
5
So
halflings
that's,
or 4.
9 plus 7. That's a 16.
16. The DC was 15, so you actually skate through, and the
Okay.
teeth clamp just behind you as you and Opal are able to make it clear. Now that was just I'm gonna say that scooping up Opal was I'll give you a free action for that one. So you still have an action if you wish.
Great, I'll attack it.
Okay, what are you gonna attack with?
I'm gonna do. Wait, can I still do a double attack with my 2 daggers, or?
Yeah. I mean, you use your bonus action, and you're gonna be right up against it. You can do that. Sure. You deposit Opal on the ground,
Yeah.
and you pull out your
Just make
daggers.
an opal deposit.
Yeah, make an opal deposit.
That's right.
And then I'm gonna try to hit it with my
Poke,
2
poke,
daggers.
yeah, do it.
So I'll just do both at once if that.
Why don't you do one at a time? That way we'll see which one because one of them will have more damage if it hits.
Got it.
But either one is eligible for sneak attack.
All right, so that's a 15.
15.
Wait, no. Wait. Yeah, no, that's a 14.
Okay, 14 will not hit.
Okay.
So this is now your offhand dagger.
Okay. Same.
Okay, so you try and stab it, but the outside surface is just too tough. Your attacks bounce off of it, and that brings us to Apple, who was just bitten very hard by a piece of floor that opened up underneath you.
I grab Mama under my arm.
And again, we'll do the same thing. Is Mama going to allow that to happen?
Yeah, but I'm grappled, so
Yeah.
can.
All right.
can
So
you
actually,
grab me?
you're not going to fight him, but you're going to have a contested strength check with what's holding. So go ahead, and this is going to be an athletics check for you, and it will also be athletics for whatever this thing is. We're going to roll that one again.
11.
It rolled a 7 plus 6 is a 13. So you try and pull Mama free, but Mama stays where she is. And that unfortunately is your action.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you are still there with Mama. You can continue moving if you wish.
Get out!
Run!
Run!
Now wait, it's Apple's turn.
Uh-huh.
So you are able to let Apple know, very simply that you want him to take you if
That's
he
just
can.
my free action. Just yell, run.
No, I can't leave Mama. No,
All right, so
no,
Apple
yeah.
stays behind, clear
Oh,
of the
oh my
two
gosh,
that are
I'm so
fighting.
hurt though. Bonus action. Oh, action surge. Is that a
Oh yeah, you could action surge and
Yeah.
do that again. You could try.
Yes, you absolutely can do an action surge. Yep.
action surge? Whoa! What is action surge? Is that a?
Oh,
It gives
Second,
you a whole
just
nother
second.
action.
Yeah,
It's not an action at all.
No,
Right?
you get a second action.
Of
So,
any type.
Yep. So.
But it's not. It doesn't count as a bonus action. either.
Actually, before you do that, though, I just realized because we were doing a grapple, that only replaces one of your attacks. So you actually have one more attack to go before you have to consider using your action.
right.
surge.
Okay.
that's great.
So
Because grapple
roll
is
this
attack,
one.
yeah.
This is going to be the same thing. It's contested athletics. All right, and what'd you get?
14.
Okay, it rolled a natural 1.
Yeah!
Even with its
I'm
22
free.
strength, that's only a 7. So without using your action surge at all, you're able to pull her free of the weaponized uvula.
Okay.
And you have her in her arms, and you still have your full movement left.
Okay. And this thing is like chomping as you run through.
It is. It's like some sort of horror fun.
Okay, so so I'm carrying her like she's an object.
Yep.
Is my hope
Totally.
because I turn invisible.
Interesting. Anything you're wearing or carrying. I think actually that's going to apply only to objects. So I'll say that Mama's going to stay
Okay,
visible.
so she's floating.
Yeah.
But it was worth a shot, and that's a bonus action. Okay, so I'm running through,
Okay.
jumping through the door. Can I do instead of dexterity? Can I do can I do the old penitent man kneels and try to roll through?
Absolutely. And that will be an
Penitent
acrobatics
man
check.
kneels. Athletics check.
No, acrobatics. It's not athletics. Okay.
Athletics.
Okay.
Do I do an acrobatics as well?
Nope. You are
You
his
are
cargo.
an inert
Okay,
object.
But not an invisible.
Woo! 21.
More than enough. You were able to
Invisible!
penitent man kneel, and you actually that is enough that you even are able to scoop one hand under the back of Mama's head as you roll to keep her from even
Aw.
getting her hair
I
dirty.
got you, Mama.
And you roll your way out,
I'm still here. I'm
which
invisible.
leaves which leaves only Amethyst in the house, and it is now Amethyst's turn.
Figures. All right. So no one else is in the house. Just me. Everyone's
Just get
You're
outside.
looking around. You got your little bundle of sage in your hand from before you went to sleep.
You're probably
Yeah.
just waking up.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Hairs
grab
and some curlers.
I'm just gonna grab my bag, and Opal's bag, and Apple's bag.
I'll say you can do all those.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab her as much of our stuff as I can grab, and I'm going to just thunder step.
I'll say to
outside.
get all that stuff though, that is going to be. Well, wait. I mean, I'm going to say that you can have your bags.
Okay.
Your
Okay.
possessions are on you. It's,
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a
We might have
consistency.
left
Like
our
Good,
you're all
good.
sleeping in your armor. You
Yeah,
have your
I
bags
agree.
on.
Good
you're fine.
forethought, but yeah.
So,
Okay, great.
so you're going to thunder step out, and you are well within proximity of this thing. So go ahead and roll your damage. It's going to make its con save.
Yeah.
What's the DC?
15.
All right. So it rolls an 18, so it succeeds, but it takes
It's half.
half damage, I believe.
Yep. 1, 2, I need a third. There it is. 22.
All right, 22. That's half to 11.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, Amethyst just looks around like I can't believe everyone left me, and that's fine. And I just.
All right. You are now outside the house, and the house is chomping away furiously. And we will go ahead we'll finish out one more round to Opal.
So, but we should probably. Yeah, we should probably just run from the house.
But we gotta get Amethyst.
No, I'm outside. She's outside now.
She thundersteps her way outside.
Got it. I thought she was still inside because it was a failsafe.
With a thunderous boom, she teleports outside and damages it from within.
Yes.
Cool.
Well,
Opal,
you see,
Opal has this
taking care of
moment
myself.
where she looks at Mom and she knows she should run, but you just see just the pure anger of something, just this country that they're in this world, and she just puts her hand inside for a split second, and she's gonna do chromatic orb and make it fire.
All right, so go
So
ahead and
she's
make your
trying
attack
to do
roll.
a quick
Or is
in
it
and out.
dex save or attack roll? Attack roll.
It's gonna be an attack roll.
Go for it.
All right.
You're trying to hit an AC 16.
Oh well, that's a 1, so that's nothing.
Wait, it's a
Well,
1?
one, you
It's a
can
1?
roll.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a 1.
There it is.
Yeah, it's a 1. Yay!
I'm glad we're finally getting to use this stuff.
Yes.
Oh, and yep.
Now it's a 19.
All right, that
24.
one hits. Yeah, so go ahead,
So
roll
it's
your
gonna be
damage.
4d8.
Wait, what kind of sorcerer are you?
Huh? I actually forgot at this point.
Alright.
That was a 3. And hold on, one sec. I think I might.
Okay, not wild magic.
No, I was gonna see if I could twin spell it. So that was 4 for the first 2, another 4. It's just 8 damage. Damn.
Okay, but you do. You stick
8
your hand in
fire.
and you light it up from within, and the house surely shrieks and it bites down, attempting to get your hand. Mama, is your turn.
Oh wait, actually, correction. No, I can twin spell this.
Sure.
So I'm gonna do it again.
Okay. no
So
problem.
it's 2 fires inside.
Yeah, absolutely.
Try to set off. Let's just see this. So that's a 14 plus 5, that's 19,
That'll do.
and that's another 48. So this one's 7, and then plus another 4, that's 11.
Okay. And the house again howls in pain as we get to Mama Citrine's turn.
Great. So I'm gonna back up a little bit and use my short bow via sneak attack because Opal is close enough to it.
Oh yeah. Also, Opal pulled her hand out. It's like.
Oh no, it did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Step back.
So that is a 26 to hit.
Yeah, definitely.
Mama is mad. So that's gonna be 4d6. So that's 10, 16. So it's 20 damage.
Okay. 20 damage is significant. And what else? Are you saying anything to your family on this turn?
Get out! Back up! Back up!
Yes, Mama.
Yes, Mom.
All right, and as it comes to the creature's turn, you see that the upper windows above the door have like these narrow slits of eyes kind of looking out at you, and you see this mask of fury as the house, its teeth stop chomping, and it slowly settles down into its form of a house, and it seems to be inert as
Cool.
it rests the way it was when you first encountered it.
How are our ponies doing that we had lashed just outside of
That's
the
a great
house?
question. You know what, let's
Must
just
have been
see.
freaking out.
So you all had 4 ponies and
Because in
one
my
horse?
brain it was like the house that has like a normal slight overhang roof and we'd lashed the ponies.
Yeah, no,
like,
well,
just-
that's exactly how it is.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'd say the horses are hitched, safely enough away from the house that whatever part of it was irritating, it didn't seem like it affected the horses. They are, however, thoroughly spooked.
Totally spooked,
and they're pulling at their reins, trying to break free. So
But you have not lost any
yeah,
horses.
they're all still there. All
Cool. I'm gonna run over to the horses and try to calm them down.
right, you've already used your action though,
Oh,
so
sorry.
but you can certainly go over to them and talk to them and calm them down. Yep, same thing we did.
That's
yeah,
my
exactly.
my brain move. Okay.
I think that was in episode 0, right?
Oh, yeah.
Tore off after the horses, and someone was just like, "There we go." Okay, great. So that's Mama's turn, and
That's in character.
the house is settled down. And if no one else is going to be taking hostile action against this thing, it seems to be willing to let well enough alone and allow you to go on your way if that's your wish. And with that, we're gonna cut back
Oh my god.
to the watch.
Okay.
The watch. Oh yeah, the watch, not the scouts. The watch.
Okay.
All right.
Not the scouts, the watch.
Yep. So we are going to cut to the bar.
Yeah, we're inside the first pint, and you all just watched the everybody except for Ken and Jovert, who are outside. The other three of you watched an epic bout of hook fighting. Everyone went crazy. People are slapping backs. They are. You see as Gappy's finger is reattached, and she kind of cheers, and everyone cheers for her, and she takes a drink. Yeah.
Yeah. Has it been a half hour since these guys have?
No, it's actually. I mean, yeah, I think so for them because they made a sweep, and Jovert had time to do what Jovert did.
Okay. So I've been just sort of like quietly taking notes and keeping my eye on the clock, and right around the half hour mark, I have a pretty good sense of time. I'm just gonna go out onto the little porch of the inn and see if I can see him.
Okay. You go on the porch, and let's see. After you guys have joined back up, the two of you, do you head back to the bar? What do you do?
No, we're just standing there looking at this panther, remember?
Oh, that's right. I forgot we left you at the panther.
Yeah, I don't,
We'll get
I
to
don't
you,
think
we'll
we
get to you in a
would've-
second.
I think this would be
So
more
actually,
part
you
of
look
the
out, and they're not
circling
there.
back.
Told him to keep
Yeah.
those torches lit, huh?
Yep. So once again, your subordinates have defied you. Inside the bar, you do hear a little bit of a commotion. It sounds like one of the bar hands is sweeping up the vicinity of the table and has found something. And people are gathering around. There's quite a scrum of backs, that are huddled in over whatever the bar hand has found. And people are starting to raise their voices.
We move in.
Yeah.
Yep.
To
All right, so
see what's going on.
why don't you give me either one of you can do it. You can each do one, or one of you can do it with advantage, just a straight charisma roll to see how well you can part the crowd.
That's you.
That's me.
So you can get it with advantage because he's helping you out.
What I am not is charismatic. I'm not sure my help.
What? Ragus isn't charismatic?
Can you believe it?
So that is a. Oh wait.
Just charisma without
So
no. Yep.
Is it a saving throw? Or do I
No,
add?
no, no.
Just your charisma
Okay.
modifier.
So then that is a 19.
Yeah, that's great. So you're able to very quickly disperse this small knot of people and get to the heart of it. And there, the little bar hand stands. He's younger, in his teenage years, human, and he kind of turns to you and holds something up, and it looks like a small broken vial. And then in his other hand, he hands something else holds something else up. And on closer inspection, actually give me an investigation check. Or I'll let you do a nature check, whichever one you prefer. It's just the two of you, so either one of you can do it
Same
with
difference.
advantage.
Oh, you're better at this than I am, so
Okay.
you do this one.
All right, so Regis picks up the thing, and it's like this long strip of something, maybe wooden or bone. It's hard to tell.
16.
Yeah, and that is DC was 14. So you look at this, and you're able to surmise that this is actually a fingernail clipping. This is a tremendously large fingernail clipping, and being that you are familiar with, certainly with snake oil salespeople in your line of work, and also with the real deal, you recognize that this could be the ingredient in a potent magic item. Most specifically, this would be some sort of potion used to imbue some of the qualities of the giant from whence this nail came upon the drinker.
So looking around, do we think that the vial with the toenail in it broke, or was used?
There is no liquid remaining, and actually the floor, like the sawdust underneath the table, has the normal splashes and spills, but it doesn't seem like the entire thing was smashed or poured out.
Bubbling with magic stuff.
So it looks like somebody drank from this.
That would be a fair bet, yeah.
But it's giant strength, not giant size.
Correct.
Did you find this on Tanya?
The bar hand says, "It was under the table? I don't really know.
The table she was at?
Both of them. I don't know."
Hey, let's do watch stuff. Send Tanya over.
Okay.
Tell her the watch would like to meet with her.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
And the bar hand scurries away.
I bet 5 vote points on that match.
Jimmy, how many times I gotta tell you, you don't actually work here?
Okay.
So he sends Tanya over.
So Tanya comes on over, and as she walks up to you, she does look rather, you say the vascularity of her musculature seems a little over-exaggerated.
Oh no.
What's the problem here?
Tanya,
Yeah.
that was quite a win you had there.
It's the one I have every night. What's your problem?
Well, I think you dropped this, and I dropped the toenail on the.
And so you drop it on the thing on the table? Now there's a crowd gathered around you.
Oh.
What? Why don't you tell us how you really won?
And she looks around, she looks at the crowd, and she says, "That's not mine."
Can I roll persuasion?
I'll tell you what you can do. I'm actually gonna. The way you just said that, I'm gonna say you have to do intimidation.
Yeah.
All right. I specifically worded it that way because I was hoping you'd let me do persuasion instead of intimidation.
Yeah, I bet you were. I'm still smarting from Roderick with your plus 14. So, yeah.
That is a 14.
That's pretty good, but she's pretty. She's kind of juiced to the gills here, so that's not quite enough. And when you make this accusation, someone from the crowd says, "She cheated! You cheated!" And immediately the bar descends into chaos as Gappy starts swimming her way through the crowd of people to get at Tanya, saying, "You owe me." Whatever, 10 buckets of pitch or something like that. Whatever that was.
Can I thaumaturgy to boom my voice?
You sure can.
Sure.
So I do this like, everyone remain calm.
And everyone stops for a moment,
Yeah.
and they look at you. And go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Okay.
I'll give you advantage because of the thaumaturgy.
Thank you. Oh.
Chaos.
So that is a 22.
Okay. All right. So the crowd stops momentarily. Gregory, what are you doing?
So I mean, I was just on the porch, right? So I
You heard a commotion.
Yeah, she
and you heard it
cheated
come
and
to a
then-
dead, screeching like record.
Well, I mean, if
stop.
she boomed her voice
Yeah.
too, I
Yeah.
probably heard that. Yeah, so I'm gonna subtly let myself in. I'm just gonna sort of like quietly make my way a little bit closer to them.
Okay. All right. So the crowd has stopped for the moment.
No one's moving.
And what are you gonna do now? But this is still a pitched moment, and it's clear that trick has given them pause, but it's not gonna diffuse the situation long term. What's your next move?
But it's in his hands at the moment, yeah?
He's entered the
Sure.
room. He's
Well,
there.
So you have their attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the center of attention right now. Zahala is she hollered at him.
She Zahala looks around and does like a she puts her hand on both their shoulders. I'm sure we can work this out.
Ladies and gentlemen, sorry for this inconvenience. Obviously, you guys are having a wonderful time, but as you can see, my deputies here for the watch have some magistrate's business to discuss with these two. We promise that we will get to the bottom of this event. And tell you what, one round of ale on me. Sorry for that inconvenience.
Okay, so we're gonna build off of what you were doing. We're gonna give you a persuasion check now, and this will be with advantage because you're buying drinks, and also you got a little help getting it because that's 22.
Man. No.
Let's hear. So 8 plus 15.
Okay, the bar was still pretty tense, and as you say that, a number of people say "ah," and the two hook wrestlers look at each other and they say "ah," and they go at it. And actually, they both flash knives and they start trying to actually stab at each other. So the bar again erupts into chaos. Half of the patrons though are crowding to the bar to get that free drink. They want that drink, so they're actually not
They're
fighting.
now fighting over the free drink.
So they're actually trying to get to the drink.
Yes.
Brindle the barkeep is back there starting to pour drinks as fast as he can, kind of like hands in the air.
Hold your horses.
And we've got the two
Can I
hook
cast
fighters.
mage armor on myself?
Yeah, go ahead. And let's go around. Everybody's in the bar, starting with Regis. What are you going to do to try and diffuse this situation?
I'm not sure he's trying to defuse it.
Okay.
He stands up on his chair with a big smile on his face and laughing goes yeah and shoots uses prestidigitation to shoot showers of sparks out of his hands.
I'll tell you what. You know what? I would like you to give me an Arcana check. Because I want to see what effect, how positive the effect of this is. Because I feel like, a good old-fashioned bar brawl can sometimes be a great stress reliever. And aside from these two with the knives, no one's really trying to kill each other. So go ahead.
I feel like we did our job here.
Yeah.
Arcana, did you say 19?
Yeah, that's enough. So that's one success, and we'll go over to Zahala. What are you gonna do? What's your plan for what's happening right now?
What do I have that can hold them? Aha. One creature. All right, let's give it a shot. I'm gonna do Maximilian's Earthen Grasp.
Go for it.
On Tanya.
Oh, it's what is it? Dex save?
It's sadly for me, it's a strength
yeah.
save.
Oh, it's a strength save.
Yeah.
Not a, okay.
I wish it wasn't, but it's the only thing I have that doesn't.
All right, what's the DC for Zahala?
It's a DC 13.
13 is what she got. She got 7 plus 6.
Bummer.
So a giant earthen palm, we'll call that a failure, comes up to try and grab one of them, but she breaks free of it. And Gregory, let's go to you.
All right, so I need to do something that's going to keep all the bystanders out of the fight. And so while the attention's on there, I took the actor feat, so I can unerringly mimic someone's voice.
Okay.
I'm going to mimic.
Do you have to have heard them speak for a minute?
For 1 minute,
Okay.
which I have with the owner of the bar.
Sure.
And
I'm
going to say, don't interfere. 5 oat cakes on Tanya.
Okay. All right. And so that's the owner's voice, which give me a that's perfect. Yeah. Performance.
I actually have advantage on deception and performance when trying to pass myself off as someone
Sounds
else.
good.
I rolled a 2 and a 3. That is a 6.
All right, so that is 2 failures out of 3. So the goal here was to get 2 successes before 2 failures. So that's going to be a fail. And what ends up happening is we'll say that it's Gappy who's up. She attempts to stab Tanya but misses completely. And actually, Tanya comes back with a natural 3, so they both try and stab each other and miss.
Oh.
And out of the back of the bar,
I had to work around that earthen hand in the ground. I
yeah,
guess.
there was so much dirt flying everywhere. They got in their eyes. You hear a huge kaboom from behind the bar, and standing behind the bar is Brindle the barkeep with a gigantic funnel-barreled blunderbuss. He was just shot straight up into the air. They made this deafening noise, even louder than your booming prestidigitation, and everyone stops dead. And he says, "All right, there was an offer for free drinks on this guy over here. So thanks for your help, friend. And you two, you want to go kill each other? You do it outside my place." And the 2 fighters put their knives away. People start to pick up the furniture and go back to kind of more orderly queuing for their drinks. And he says, I guess you guys saw some excitement up here in the first pint tonight, but I hope this won't interfere with any of our business arrangements." And he looks first at you, and then he looks at you.
I'm not there.
Oh, that's right, you're not there. That's right. Yeah. And he's like, where'd he go? Well, make sure you talk to my Malkard friend and give him my regards. But there's nothing else. I think you guys have done enough here. So if you'll maybe you got the rest of the town needs your help as well.
Brindle, we want to keep this to be a little bit of a quiet town, so I'm fine with small games, but keep the peace.
Yeah, and you too. All right, we'll do a very quick to the Panther Stalkers. What do you see?
I mean, what do we see? We're just watching this panther see if
Yeah,
it moves.
and actually the Panther, both of you give me a stealth check.
Stealth check.
D20.
That was a 21.
Okay.
Since you had that.
3.
All right, so Panther, you are the knight. The Panther does not see you. However, the Panther immediately clocks you, and it's like the hackles on its back go up a little bit, and it just quietly kind of backs up, keeping its eyes on you, and eventually drops its head and turns and moves back off into the night, away from the village, away from the settlement, away from where the military encampment is, and just off into an area that's unsettled completely. And from there, we will cut right back.
Cut to the Wandertraps.
Okay.
Wandertraps!
So the Wandertraps have found another place to sleep. Let's say.
Is it outside?
They've decided to sleep outside under the canopy of
With
trees.
our ponies.
Everyone's in a ring. Everyone's huddled
And
up.
with
You don't get a
trees,
lot of
okay.
sleep, but I will say you do get the benefits of a long rest. You kind of sleep in.
We don't have like a tent or a tarp or something?
You do,
long
yeah.
rest?
You have stuff like that. You can. Yeah.
But the tent actually begins
Wait,
to.
is this a long rest?
This is a long rest, so
Okay,
you have the
great.
benefits of a long rest here. And you kind of sleep in a little bit, and you ride north, and the rain is starting to hold off, and it's sort of it's getting to be dim light, the setting evening sun, as you come upon the town of Shadewick.
Okay.
Now, the town of Shadewick, as Jade has been regaling you for this entire trip,
Yes.
is very interesting because it was actually built into a quarry. So they had started to mine things out of this quarry, and then at a certain point just build all the houses and the things in this quarry. So you come to the edge of this big pit, as it were, and there's like houses and buildings kind of all all in the side of this, and shacks above. So never a particularly large town, a couple thousand people at its height. And once again, you see no signs of anyone whatsoever. And Mama, you kind of you get out your map,
Yeah.
and when you take a look, and the mine you're looking for is just a little bit outside of like the main pit. Your map actually makes special attention to the fact that the mine was not exceedingly public. This was not like one of the main ones there. It's like it was private, and so it's actually underneath a church, and so they kind of built a church to cover up the entry point of this mine.
Okay.
And you're able to find this church with Jade's help. You're able to figure out which church you're going to, and you creak open the door, and it's this empty room, and again, nothing out of the ordinary. There's nobody here, and as your instructions have said, you move aside the carpet on the altar, and there is a ladder kind of descending down. And and it's right there, and as you are looking there though, you see that like there is the ladder goes down about 20 feet, and then it's as people have piled boulders and rocks in the shaft of this mine. So you can't actually descend the ladder to get there.
Okay.
Through this means. You might have to find another way in, or you might have to find a way to remove these rocks.
Can we just start picking them up?
Yeah,
or-
so why don't you give me a group strength check?
All right, kids, we
Unless
gotta
you
get
have
these
another-
rocks out of the way.
Well,
No?
go ahead.
I'll just do it.
Let's give it a try.
Hey, net one.
I have a 9, I guess.
Nat 20.
Jade's still ready to get down there.
Okay.
13.
So what do we get? A 15, a 20, a 1, a 9,
7 federal.
7. Okay, so
Oh no, it's 13 because I have to -2 for my 7th strength.
okay, so
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah, what's
pull
this
and pull, but
train?
these rocks are just too big for you guys.
Okay.
So you're here though.
I would like to. So we're looking for mithril.
We're just
what
trying
are
to
we
get our
still
way
No,
doing?
down.
I mean
Okay.
ultimately we're looking for mithril.
Yes.
That's not a lie. That's the truth.
No, that's the truth.
All right. I would like to use locate object for 1,000 feet any direction unless there's lead in between us.
Okay.
For mithril.
Okay.
Making
Now
sure
this
it's
is
in
an
there. That's
object
smart,
with which
baby,
you are
that's smart.
familiar.
That's why we're all
So-
Am I
working
not
together.
familiar with mithril?
I mean, I think the intent of the spell is an object, an actual object, like a mithril chalice that I am familiar with.
Yeah.
Alternately, the spell can locate
The nearest
object
spot.
of
Yeah.
a particular
Okay.
kind.
All right. Perfect. Then,
Okay.
yeah.
So you do your spell, and detecting this object,
Which is basically a divining rod that I've bedazzled.
right?
It's beautiful.
And you kind of take, and you guys go out. You get nothing in the church, and so you kind of take the divining rod outside, into the empty streets of Shadewick and look around, and you're pointing it at the ground, and you're seeing absolutely nothing. But then all of a sudden, the divining rod starts to spark, and it points straight up. And we cut to the city of Tourmaline.
Well, that's confusing.
Yeah, perfect.
And what we cut to is Captain Dallonay has just fallen on the ground, and the spirit has left him.
And he's laying on the ground. He's coughing, choking on his own blood, and
Captain Dallonay. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You can. I mean, you can. Go ahead.
Yes.
Right. So I'm gonna land real fast and sorry, don't scream. I'm gonna cast Healing Word.
Great. That's my thoughts exactly.
All right. You cast Healing Word. That's fine. You can roll for hit points.
Okay, so that's 1d4 plus 4. 8.
Okay. You do give him hit points back, and to your surprise and horror, His wounds, actually, the stab wounds that were leaking blood into his clothing, begin to run even more profusely.
I said stop that.
And whatever it is that's wrong with him, it seems that this magic that has been worked on him, or that he worked on himself, has taken its toll. And
Can I see if there's like any magic I'm familiar with?
Sure, you can do an Arcana check.
Oh, God. Yes. Sorry.
And as you're doing that, go ahead. And
That
roll.
is a 20.
Okay. You are not familiar with this, and he looks up and says, "You don't understand." Hold on.
Tell us.
You do understand.
Hold on.
Wait, what?
He starts to spit words, and blood kind of comes out of his mouth. And as you look over, and I'm going to say that, like Riley, you're kind of you're as you're sheathing your whip and so forth. You see the blood kind of sinks into the tile of the ground of Tourmaline, and you notice a small, black, viscous kind of pudding-like puddle kind of start to move away from Captain Dallané and sort of just down the street, minding its own business. Curious thing, this puddle seemed to leave him. And
He was possessed.
and Dallané spits up some blood. And then we cut to the watch, and the watch ends. It's the morning. Morning rises over through here. Morning rises over the camp. You guys begin to make your way back to the magistrate's tent. All right? And we cut to the Wandertraps, and the Wandertraps, your rod is pointing straight up in the air, and you all look up, and there's a cloud breaking over you, and it's thundering, and it's lightning. And we cut to the scouts, and Dallané spits up blood, and he says,
You don't understand the power of this place.
and we cut to the side of the tower in the river meet, and Princess Athliel stands up, and her husband is there on his hands and knees, shaking his head, and she surveys the scene, and there's just rubble all around, and smoldering ruins, and big meteors have fallen, and she looks over, and a hand covered in soot is kind of like twitching as it either lays dying or as it tries to make its way out of the rubble. And we can't tell what's happening, and Captain Dallané says,
Stronger. This place, it wants you to want.
and the watch comes in to report in Magistrate Latham's tent, pulls open the flap of the tent, and finds the magistrate on the floor, covered in blood, shred marks down their body. And Dallané says,
The stronger your desire, the greater your reward.
and the clouds break over the Wandertraps, and a giant, gleaming metal mithril ship descends upon you, and a figure, lanky, green, gray-skinned, rappels down towards you. And Dallané says,
But in the end, if you can't control it, what you pray to preys on you. And he dies. And our scene fades to black.
thank you for watching Season 1 of Difficult Terrain.
And
No.
will the Wandertraps
What?
find their fortune?
What? No. What?
Does fortune itself have other plans?
Yeah, that seems fine.
What further secrets might Mama Citrine be hiding from her clan? How will the Camp Watch deal with the murder they seem to have uncovered? Where will Captain Dallané's final words lead the scouts? And what of the Onslaught Vanguard and Princess Athliel? Will anyone take their seat at the Pentabulary? Or will Ageless Ta-Heralt continue to rule it with his ever-growing ooze companion? The answers to these and many other mysteries remain shrouded in uncertainty for now. But the twin sons of Odeya continue to rise in the west, bathing the strange land of Akram in their golden radiance as they pass overhead and eventually set in the east. The world spins on, and time marches ever forward, though in this place, it would seem, even the flow of time can be unreliable. One might even say, in some parts of this strange land, time itself slows to a crawl, almost as though it were traversing
Difficult
terrain.
terrain.
Yeah, so thank you all so much for joining us on a wild ride through Odeya. Yes, you guys were amazing.
Wait,
Give us a hand.
80s movies free. 80s movie freeze frame, everyone.
There you go. We've had a blast doing this. We hope you guys have enjoyed watching. I want to thank the 20-sided store.
Yes.
All of our sponsors who've been amazing. I want to thank the cast. You guys, thank you so much. That was awesome. Hiram and David back there, thank you so much for all the work you've done. Yes, cannot say that enough. We hope that we get to see you for again to see where all this craziness heads. For now, signing off. I am Adam DeLeo,
Tom Woodley.
and this has been Difficult Terrain.
Season 1. See you season 2.
Bye. Oh. Oh.
You know what, Tom? I actually, it's funny because looking back, it's like in our minds, it was like the next thing is going to be like, we'll do season 2 and it'll be just like we did it now. We'll do it live, together in a room. And when we recorded that seemed accurate. And then like 2 days later, it was like, no, you're not going to see your friends again for a
Sure.
while. Wow. Well, how was episode 8 for you? How was the season finale?
I mean, it was good. I think it was a great compilation of all the different plot lines. I mean, I'm pretty proud of how we tied all that together, and I am, to be frank, I don't know how we're gonna keep it going. So there we go. So
yeah, no, it would be hard, and like we're working on ideas, and we hope that the cast is amazing. They're like, yeah, we can work that out. So we're trying to think of ways to like continue going on Sundays. We'll take like a hiatus and then see what we come up with. I mean, we got some serious big shoes to fill. I think that the season 1, I mean, and I will not lie. I feel like I'm not actually, I don't give a shit. Our numbers of viewers were not where I wanted them to be, but I love what we did. I really do. And I think that people that see it are really going to love it too, because it's great. Like, it's a great idea with great people doing great work. So I'm actually really optimistic for a second season, and I can't wait to see where we go, because I think this is going to be one of those things. It's like, maybe this will be the internet's version of a cult hit, because people are going to find this and they're going to be like, whoa, that is different and amazing.
Yeah, I think it's going to take a little bit, but like, I agree with you that like the build of the story of this over the past 8 weeks has been really, really incredible. And the level of play has been really high. And I agree with you. It's like, it's not that the numbers have not been like, what I think we thought could be, but to me, that just says, hey, this is like the audience that might potentially be one day, and keep pushing towards it.
It's a saturated marketplace. And I mean, like the coronavirus has made a lot of people be like, all right, I've got a lot of time at home, so I'm going to play a home game. And so it's crowded, and that's great. I love a lot of these shows, and like I follow tons of them on Twitter, but the reality is that we have something that's actually unique. And all the insider D&D people I've talked to are like, wow, yeah, that is, I've never heard of that before. And you and I were worried at the beginning that it was not going to be, novel, because like, oh, surely it's the internet age. So surely someone has done all of this, but I think we came up with a pretty interesting thing, and I can't wait to see where it goes. Internet age. Yeah. So, keep it cool, Max. Thank you, man. And Soren just wrote that, so glad it was Sir Borino's hand reaching out of the rubble. I'm going to give you a spoiler. It was not. Sir Borinoth was back in the tower, in the ventabulary. So it was definitely not him. But there is some mystery. We did make the cast roll afterwards. After the whole thing happened, we had them roll some dice for death saves and hit points and all sorts of features and traits. we know what happened, and we can't wait to share it with everybody. So, Tom, unless you've got anything to say, but actually you can't because you're muted.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah, we're not going to say what officially happened, but yeah, I mean, are there any? I mean, I guess general thoughts on this season. I think, I mean, like, look, I think we started to tell a story with 4 very different groups of playable characters that are really, really cool, really, really interesting and unique. That we're very proud of. And Adam, hey, any, I guess, thoughts on sort of where we're going from here?
You know what? My fantasy is that in, let's say, like maybe like spring of 2021, when we have a new president and life is starting to return to normal because there's a COVID vaccine, my dream is that we can go back to 20-sided store, film it live, and invite people to come watch wherever they can squeeze their butts. And we can actually pay Lauren for her time because we are such deadbeats. That is my fantasy. So
Yeah.
that's what I want to happen. In the interim, I think that the best thing we can do is to really gear up, and in a couple of weeks, do an online version of this, do a kind of maybe Roll20-esque kind of thing where we have, the same Twitch overlay, but I think we'll be moving to our channel because Lauren, who has been so amazing to host us, is also doing like back-breaking labor every time we broadcast, which is totally not fair because she's doing it pro bono. But we are going to obviously continue our relationship with 20-sided store, host them, they will host us, it will be amazing. And everybody in New York City, God, go to 20-sided store, really, honestly. And if I can make one more plug before we go, the Roots Project, you can see their logo down below us. We are doing this to not only put out a good, entertaining concept that we've created, but to also hopefully do some good. And we have raised a good bit of money. We're trying to get to $750. So if anybody who's watching this right now, just go ahead and throw like $5 in there. Go to inclusiveroots.org/donate. It's right there on the bottom of the screen. And please, throw some money, because if you believe in social justice, if you're the kind of person who thinks that the way things are not the way things should be, throw them a few bucks. You'll feel really good about it, and it will literally change the world. So, Tom, any parting words before we go?
No parting words other than stay tuned to this space, because I think we're going to keep going, and there's going to be some amazing stuff coming down the pike, and we're so excited to keep bringing you additional episodes with all these characters we've had so much fun exploring with difficult terrain.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We love you, and we will see you soon. All right. So get ready. Get ready, folks. We are going to raid someone, and make sure when we raid, you actually like throw a message in the chat and be like, "Oh, what's up? We're raiding you." Bah! Like do something, whatever it is, just say something to them. They'll love it. It feels so good. Here we go.